Yeah, I should have started your recording when we were talking about Yelp, but
yeah. But some of the things I just taught you there are very, very, very powerful. I can go back over it again. But if you understand that, you can really help a business owner.
Hey, Vince, this is Nick here. I've got a quick question.
Yeah.
Didn't you sell it by the aspect of saying that Yahoo is going to be reevaluating the websites all the time, and having those videos on your website alone is going to help with reviews on Yahoo?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many selling points to SoTellUs, but yeah, I mean, I don't know that one very much. You know, to me, Yahoo is one of the smaller search engines. The statistics say that Google has a 68% share of the searches on the search engines, and then there's Bing. Then there's YouTube, then there's Bing, and then Yahoo, and then I think Ask. So Yahoo's so little on as far as relativity. I really deal more with Google.
Okay, well, the reason that we were asking is I had a specific overhead door repair and sales company today. Their reviews on Google are great. These 3 reviews on Yelp are, you know, in his mind, they're killing him. You know what I mean? So that's how this all came, is that he wanted to know what it can do for, you know, there. So I appreciate you covering it.
Yeah, what we can do in this meeting is we can do a screen share later, and we can go over these questions or whenever you want, Jeremy, and we can like look this client up, and why don't we dig into it, because I deal with this stuff all day, you know, almost all the time, and I've helped a lot of clients pull themselves out of that pit.
Let's do this. I know some of us have shorter time frames than others, so for anybody who can stay on the call longer, we can have a little bit longer call. We can, pull up your customer and go through that, Nick. But let's start with the leads, just so we can get through all of this in case anybody has to jump early, and then those of you who can stay, then we'll stay on a little bit longer here. Okay, so I guess first off, I want to start with, did everybody get a chance to watch the video that I made yesterday and review that little basic script that I had put together?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, were there any questions or anything on the script or the video? I just want to kind of start off with questions and make sure everybody kind of understands the flow and the way that Vince and I have been handling them so far. And this is new, right? So there might be some other thing unforeseen that that hasn't come up yet, but so far, all in all, it's been good. So I did that video based on the small amount of experience that Vince and I had with the lead this far. No, everybody feels pretty good about it. We don't really need to go over the. Anybody want me to pull up any of the spreadsheets, go over them again? Any questions on the lead forms, on the spreadsheet that I put together, the spreadsheet that we get when the leads first ran? Anybody want to go over that, or are we all good?
Good here.
I think we can move forward.
Okay. All right. Well, good. I guess the video, I did a pretty decent job then. So that was my goal, was to make it easy to understand, so that we could kind of expedite and get into the more important stuff. All right. So on my screen, I'm going to dive into the back office of SoTellUs, because we were talking about that, and I think it's very, very important, not only for us to know the flow and kind of some of the tips and the tricks of when you're talking to the customers and doing that research and finding their reviews, but knowing some of the more important features and the power of SoTellUs, because like Vince said, there are a lot of cool little things in here, and sometimes it's going to depend on the client, what they're having issues with, or what their goals are, what they're trying to accomplish. So just understanding some of the feature set and some of the functionalities that SoTellUs is capable of, I think would be very, very important. That way, if you guys get hit with particular questions while you're on the phone with them, you can answer them confidently, and you just have that overall confidence about the product. I know all of us have been in sales, and it's really important to be confident in the product and the company. So, Agora and SoTellUs, very, very important to to both of our companies customer service. So I want you guys to be confident there. SoTellUs customer service is great. Vince and I and whoever here at Agora will jump in when we need to and help customers. So you guys have a really good support behind you between SoTellUs and Agora. So have a great level of confidence there, and let's get some more confidence in your guys' minds about the actual product. Vince, do you have any particular place that you prefer to start in the back office? I kind of have an idea, but I'm just curious if you wanted to start on anything in particular.
How about getting started?
Well, I guess you could see where my cursor was. That's where I was going to go. Obvious, right? So so let's talk about what happens when you get a client signed up for SoTellUs. So you're going to do that through the marketplace, through the back office, or possibly the enrollment page. Anytime you have SoTellUs in the cart, whether it's on the landing page of a package or you add that a la carte when you're in the marketplace, you're going to get the success page after the order goes through, and there's going to be a sentence that says, "Congratulations, please click here to activate your SoTellUs account." When you click on activate your SoTellUs account, it's going to take you right here to this page. What you're doing when you land on here is you're making the customer, or you're making the credentials for that client's account for the very first time. So make sure, maybe you write it down or something like that. No big deal. I mean, if you guys make it and for some reason, you forget what it is, later on we can get that figured out for you. But when you first create it, whatever that is, there isn't really any restrictions that I've seen so far as capitalization, lowercase, numbers and all that. You guys can do pretty basic username and passwords on this account. Okay, so I'm logging back in. We'll get back to where we're at. I just wanted to point that out because that's important. When you first make the sale, that's what's going to happen. So I don't want that to throw anybody off. And then when you log in for the first time, it will automatically drop you right here on the Getting Started tab. That's where we're at right now. Now, we do have an API with them. Just basically means that upon the sale, Agora is electronically sending them over some information. So if you guys, at the time that you sign up the customer, have put in their company name and their phone number and their email and their street address, all of that stuff will pull over. Typically, the things that I see that don't come over because most people just don't put the information into Agora's system is like the website address. And there's no spot on ours for this company description. So anyways, just go through here. It's all basic stuff, right? Company name, phone, email, website, address, city, state, zip. And then you need to put in description. You can usually just go right to somebody's website, assuming they have one built already. And you can go to their About section and just take maybe the first paragraph or so, the first few sentences, just to give an idea of the company description, what they're involved in. Right down here, you have your widget preferences. I think by default, this box is unchecked. If it is checked, what's going to happen is this. Let me click on their widget. Oh, that's not going to work on this one. I have to go to their website. But on their widget that's embedded on their website, there'll be a yellow bar that says Leave Review. So basically what that checkbox is saying is you're enabling visitor reviews from the widget. So they're able to actually click on that box on the widget and type a review in right there. Okay, any questions on that so far? It's pretty straightforward.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Up there where where you have the client's logo, it's recommended. You could do what you have there, but it's recommended that they have a PNG file because it overlays the actual video. And it looks good. So if you want to go to Agora real quick, I can show them what I mean. They actually build the logo into each video. And if it's a PNG, I'll show you. A PNG basically is a see-through logo, so basically you can overlay it over top things, and there's not like white behind the background. This might be an advanced thing.
Yeah, the quality of the logo is important.
Okay, so scroll down. These are older ones, so these I don't think have. Scroll down. Okay, go ahead and hit. Go to yours, Jeremy, and hit play. Go to your everyone. See down there on the bottom left, you can actually see the logo and then see SoTellUs. They're both see-through. That's called a PNG file. If you look at, okay, scroll back up. Go on Troy. Scroll back up and go to Keith's testimonial. I think this is when we had, see the difference? We didn't have it in there. And that's built into that. I mean, so it depends if you, just a small little thing. I like it see-through personally. But that video, that does show up on the video, just so you guys know.
I think that's important.
It is important. You know, you don't want there to be very nice reviews and all that, and then the logo looks, you know, super funky. So, but that was the next section. That's where you upload logo. Pretty simple, right? You don't want to grab their logo from their website or something like that. You can copy it to your desktop, hit choose file, locate it on your computer, upload that. Now, these are important.
Don't forget.
So, yeah. Go ahead.
SoTellUs helps them do this too. Like if you can't get it all done, SoTellUs will help the customer also. But the more of it you can get done right then and there really helps, because you can get a review and get it in process right then and there, right when you get the first sale. I used to give my customer a review.
Yeah, and from the second you activate the account, going back to when I first put those credentials in, when you first log in, it's ready to go that fast. There's no cooling down time or anything. I mean, it's instant. They can start using it and getting reviews with it right now. Here's a third-party integration. So basically what this does is when you sync their Google Plus page and their Facebook page, it's going to pull any reviews that they have already on Google and on Facebook, and it pulls it into that widget. So if we go back to ours, for example, here's the Google reviews and Facebook reviews that we have. So when we activate it and synced it up, it pulls all of those reviews. And Vince, I believe it's only the 4 and 5 stars that come over, right, from Google and Facebook.
Yeah.
We only have 4 and 5 star reviews. But alrighty. So and that's
good, because once they put the widget on their website, it will show a whole bunch of reviews, even if they don't have any SoTellUs reviews. So it will pull those other reviews in, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so they have something in the widget right away, and it's not just an empty box. And to activate them, so normally this box would say activate instead of actions, so you guys can see I already have these synced up. But if it wasn't, it would say activate, and then you would click on it, the little drop down here to hit, and it would say activate. And then basically what it does is it takes you to the Facebook login page, so you need to have your client's username and password. One thing to know about Facebook is that the business pages are managed underneath of a personal Facebook account. So the credentials that you're going to be asking for are essentially their personal Facebook pages, and then they manage their business page. So you're going to put in their Facebook credentials, and then when you proceed, sorry, I got my phone going off there, guys. When you proceed, it will come up with the pages that are available. So you're going to want to make sure you click on the business page, not their personal Facebook page. You don't want the reviews going to their personal necessarily. So that's how that basically works.
Jeremy, Jeremy, they're probably not going to want to give their credentials up. The workaround is, if they know Facebook very well at all, they can make you the administrator on that account. And that gives you permissions to do it from your computer, because you're an admin on their Facebook page, and then you're not getting their login to their personal account, because they probably don't want to do that. Or do it from their computer. Be logged into SoTellUs. If you're there with them, it works really good. And if not, you might want to do like a screen share like we're doing, or, we use Uber Conference for free. But if you do a screen share, you can walk them through how to do this, where if they're logged into SoTellUs and their Facebook page, they can quickly do it. Because I've learned if you getting their login for Facebook is not really a good idea.
All right, thank you for bringing that up. You're right, not everybody's going to be comfortable with that. And the same thing for Google. It's pretty much the same process. When you go there, it's going to take you to the Google login, email password for that Google page. Their credentials most likely are the same for Google My Business. So it's a pretty straightforward process. You click activate, it's going to ask for credentials, and you kind of just click through it. When you go through through Google, one thing to keep in mind is that Google may do a verification. So you can tell the client may expect to get a text message with that Google code, that 6-digit code that says G hyphen and then that 6 numbers. That happens a lot that I've seen too when you go to sync this up. It wants to verify it because it won't necessarily recognize the login unless you're already doing it, like Vince said, from their computer. Then obviously they've probably logged into their Google account. But there's been a couple of times where the customer was like, okay, here's my credentials. Can you just do it for me? And I have, and then it wants to send them a code. So if your customers do feel comfortable and they ever do say, oh yeah, you can just do it for me, just expect that you might have to do a verification step through Google. Okay, and here are the widget codes. So these are the codes here's the codes that are used to embed that widget onto their website. So depending on whether a website maybe is getting built with us through our partner Pegasus, we can give it to them, and that's easy. Or if they already have a website, we're not building a new one for them. You got to make sure that needs to get to their website, their web developer company, so that they can embed that for them. And there's script codes, and there's also iframe codes as well. So that's pretty much it for the Getting Started page. We already clicked on the public profile. If you click on that, that just literally brings their widget up. Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy, I have a quick question.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was Vince for a second.
This is Troy. Hey, on step 3, where you have the Google My page, all that stuff, I don't see Yelp. Isn't that where that would be?
No, you don't sync up to Yelp. That's going to be over on the settings. You can make it a preference to ask for a Yelp review at the before or at the end. So that's not here. It's in a different section. We'll show you.
I gotcha. Thank you.
Because remember, this program can't get Yelp reviews. It can help you get them, but this program can be used to help you get reviews on Facebook, Google, and Yelp. This right here, Facebook, the reason why this is going on, these integrations, because if you do get and this is kind of the confusing part, but if you do get a SoTellUs review, it will post it on Facebook, Google+, and Google My Business. It doesn't post it in the place where people leave reviews. It posts it on the wall, and that's a big difference. You got to understand exactly where that's going.
And are either of you familiar with Infusionsoft? Because I'm actually not familiar with that.
No, that's a very advanced integration, like with websites and also other things. I don't really get into that, but that's where really someone that's really advanced in coding and website building, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I never
if you got a client that's using Infusionsoft, they're going to know.
Yep. Vince said if it's an advanced person and know what they're doing, they'll be familiar and they'll probably know how to do that. But I never even mention it. It's Facebook and Google is really what you want to worry about and sync up. Okay. All right. The My Review section. So this is just showing them all of the reviews that they have received up to this point, and there could be multiple pages. So here are actually a few reviews, these video reviews. The client actually just emailed me yesterday. This is actually Ron Tyler's client. He's on the phone with us. I was doing a little bit of stuff for this client this morning, so that's why I'm logged into his page. So he got all these yesterday. So here's all the reviews. You can see it. These are video reviews. And what's kind of neat about these two is that there's actions next to these reviews. So you can feature it higher, feature it lower, remove it from featured. So right now I have it marked as featured. So let me go to one that's not featured. So if I click on it, I can feature this review if I want, which just means that's going to be at the top of the widget. It's featured, it's always at the top. So I've already featured the 3 video reviews that he got yesterday. And then you can share to Google+, share to Twitter, share to LinkedIn, share to Pinterest. I actually uploaded these reviews to his Facebook page. So if I wanted to view them right now, I could. It would take us to his Facebook page, and we could look at the post. So I just uploaded the video, and then I just put a little sentence next to it, like this. This girl, Nicole, said she just got her braces on yesterday. So I just put, Nicole just got her braces on. She's excited to come back again, something like that. And then boom, and I just uploaded it. So it's a post to his Facebook page. He asked me to do that. We talked about it yesterday. So.
Do you see how that's a video review also? On the actions, Jeremy, can you click on actions? This is kind of advanced. Well, let's say the person wants to load that video on YouTube. They don't have the ability right now to do it, but you can download that video right there, and then they can upload it into YouTube, or they can use it for other marketing materials. Like what I did with Dr. Funk is I loaded a whole bunch of his video reviews into YouTube, and then I embedded them on his website. So, I mean, because these reviews do show up on the widget, but sometimes you want to highlight, you want to pull that one video out in particular. You can see, I don't know if you want to go Dr. Funk or not, but you can look at it. But in the future, by the end of the year, Troy said that they're going to get it where these videos will auto-post into someone's YouTube account with SEO. When that happens, that's going to be powerful. But in the meantime, you got to do it like this. So on reviews, you'll see all the videos here. I pulled these off of his SoTellUs, and I put them into YouTube, and then I embedded them on the site. This might be some advanced for you. This might be some advanced stuff for you guys. It's really easy to do. I mean, you're just loading like a video into YouTube, and then Jeremy, maybe go to a YouTube video, and I'll show you how to get an embed code on a video. You can get an embed code on any video just about in YouTube. I'll show you how to do it real quick. All you have to do is when you go to the video, so click on a video, Jeremy. Okay, now see where it says share? Click on the share button. Hold on. Go back up. Go back up. Hold on. Hit share again.
They changed it a little bit. Okay. It's not the tab like it used to be. It threw me off first thing too.
Hold on.
So when you hit the share button, you can do it right there.
Embed. Okay, you want that embed code. Okay, click on that embed code. And then make sure you take that show suggested videos off. Otherwise, it'll show a whole bunch of other videos. And there's your embed code right there. You give that to your the guy that's doing the website, and he can embed. I mean, if anyone that's doing the website will know, but this is the code you want to give them right there. So it's pretty much on every video. This is some of the more advanced stuff, but this is what takes this product over the top. This is how you get like Dr. Funk saying, Vince, every single day people come in and say they love my website. He gets tons of customers, and he's very happy because of it. It's these little extra things we're showing you.
And another thing that's important too is that sometimes when people are doing a review, especially a video, sometimes they might make a mistake or stutter or something, and they're not happy with it. You can come in and invite to replace that. So if the review wasn't good, not that it wasn't like a positive one, but if they messed up or something during it, you can just go in here and hit invite to replace. If there's ever a review that gets left that there's an issue with, you can hit report or dispute this review, and SoTellUs can take it down, take it off. So those are the features there with the reviews. This can be very powerful too. Like I said, sharing it to Facebook, featuring them. This is an important little section once they have reviews coming in. Invitations. This is probably one of my favorite ones, and I'm not sure why, other than the fact that I just love the fact that we can see, and the client can see, how many they send out and who sends it. So when I was talking to the service industries last week, like pest control, carpet cleaners, one thing that I had mentioned to a couple of folks that I was having a good conversation with is if you guys set the precedent that you want all of your service individuals, your employees, to ask for reviews, you can, first of all, unlimited users. That's important to know for everybody, is that they can have unlimited users on their SoTellUs account. So if they have 100 employees that are out in the field or whatever, they can have 100 user accounts. They can have 1,000 user accounts. There's no limit on it. But what's nice is that once you set up a user account for anybody, you can see every time they send out a review request. So like Laura, so Rich is the doctor, Dr. Luff. Laura is his office manager. So right now just the two of them, I believe, have user accounts. So you can see how many times Laura has sent out reviews, and you can see how many times that Dr. Luff has sent out reviews. Now, the status is what I like. You can see that they completed it. You can see that the invitation link that was sent to that person never was clicked. So you could go right here and hit resend, and it would send it to them again. Now, here's another one that says, Chelsea, she clicked on the link, but she just didn't complete the review. So you can tell when you send out those invites or when they send invites to their clients, customers, or patients, if they're clicking on it or not, and then they can come in here and resend it. So I recommend that they come in here once in a while and take a look at it and go through and hit resend. Now, the longer it goes past that data service, it's important for everybody to ask their client, customer, or patient for the review right away when their level of excitement is at its highest. The longer they wait, the less the chances go down drastically that they're going to actually complete that review.
Jeremy?
Yes.
Hey, that's Jean. I just want to point out that that's great because you can send out invitations to get reviews, but if the best thing to do is actually to get the review while your customer's right there and happy,
100%.
And you can coach them and get them right away, and then show them how to, post their reviews to different places as well. So this is just an extra, but the best way to get the reviews is right then and there when you got the customer present.
Absolutely.
But it's still the same process. Like, even if you're right there with them or if it's away, and Jean is right. If you ask someone to leave you a review, if they send this text message out and they don't talk to the person, or if they're not right in front of them, the person won't even know what it is, right? And I've seen people do it, just send a bunch of text messages out and no one responded. The best time, like Jeremy said, is when they're happy and right there in front of you, and then walk through it. But you're still going to go through the same exact process. First name, last name, phone number, they get a text message, and then you can walk them through, because getting video testimonials is probably the best thing you can actually do. Also, I would just want to add in one thing. A lot of the stuff we're showing you guys, it's very technical, and Jeremy, the longer you work with SoTellUs, the easier this gets. But some of your clients, this could just be too much technical stuff for them, and you really don't want to you just want to get right here. First name, last name, and get them just doing that. Because I've almost potentially lost people on it being too technical. Well, I don't know this, I don't know that, and then you just end up in long conversations when really we're just here to help them get some reviews. So, and you can always go back to them. SoTellUs will help them, but knowing all this extra stuff in the long run will really help that client. But at the beginning, just get them getting reviews, because you can't do anything if they don't have any reviews on here if they can't successfully get the reviews. And then from there, you can do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you kind of almost want to do it. Go ahead, Gene.
I was just saying, keep it simple when you're presenting to the customer, because this really is a powerful tool, even in its simplicity. It just has a lot of additional features that you can utilize later. Just get the sale first with the simplicity, and then go on from there.
Yeah,
that's why
they'll send you in loops about Yelp, and, well, I need Yelp, and Yelp's okay. And we can help that problem. And the more advanced you get in the training with the stuff we're showing you, we can really help someone with this product with Yelp. But we're not here to just battle Yelp. This is way bigger picture. This product can actually overtake Yelp in the long run, and I'll show you why later. But This can combat Yelp, and I do believe in the long run this program will actually be bigger than Yelp because we're getting the video testimonials, and there are tons of people that hate Yelp, and and it only sticks 10 of the best up there, so all the other businesses are left, holding the bag. So I believe this product in the long run will probably overtake Yelp, especially as we start getting more and more sales, because there's a lot of people getting involved with SoTellUs across the nation, so it's picking up some speed.
Yep. And, like I had mentioned in the video and the script, too, is don't try to, when you're talking to them the first time, don't try to tell them about everything you can do. Stick to a few things that are important, the simplicity of it. Hey, you can send a text message to your client with a link. They don't have to download anything. They don't have to create an account. They click on the link. They can leave you a video, written, or audio review. Once they're done with the review, it'll post to your website, your Facebook page, and your Google account within 15 minutes. That's all that I've been saying in the beginning. If they ask me additional questions about can it do this or can it do this, can I do that with it, then I don't mind, talking a little bit more. But you don't want to dump so much on them because you you make it over techy and you lose them, like Vince was just saying. And we have to be careful because the more that you guys all start to learn that we're going through right now, it's going to be hard not to want to say, because it's exciting. It is. It's a wonderful platform, and it's exciting software. So sometimes it's going to be hard for you guys not to say additional things because you know how cool it is, right? And you kind of want to express that to them. So just kind of bite your tongue at first, and then, in time you can start teaching them about how to do these other things. The most important, like we've already talked about, is just keep it very simple for them. Show them how to send out the invites, how to do the reviews themselves, to show them how to operate the app. Once they have a good a good foundation and they have a lot of reviews, then you can start talking about some of the more technical stuff on how to market it, how to take those into YouTube for additional marketing content. So focus on reviews first, and then round two is you can kind of start showing them how to market that stuff a little bit better for them.
Yeah. And because this is, I'll say something else. Because this call is geared upon helping you guys get sales, right, and help close deals. One other thing I just want to bring up is there is competition out there. There are other companies, and I personally believe that this is the best one out there, and I'm not just saying it because this is the one I'm selling. I'm selling this because I actually believe it is the best one out there, and I've dealt with the other ones. There's a couple really good selling points on this. One, we're the only one that has a patent to get a video testimonial through a phone, through an app, or they're working on a patent. Sorry, they're working on a patent. And but there's none to do that. A lot of the other ones don't do all this other stuff. And also when it comes to price, a lot of them will charge per user, or I know one was $2,000 and didn't do anywhere near this. All it did was pull in the reviews they already had. And it got some of them, but it didn't have all these extra features that this product has. That's why by us showing you all these features, when you come up against competition, the stuff we're teaching right now is really going to help you when you have some guy go, well, I already got something, or someone else trying to sell me this. How is this product better than that? And that's why all the stuff we're telling you right now will help you close those, because you're going to come against competition. No getting around it. We know we're not the only game in town, but I really do believe we have one of the best things on the market for the best price. So let's keep going through here, and you'll see, like, when we get into settings and stuff like that, this is where we start pushing way above. Even all the stuff we just showed you starts taking us way above the competition. All right, go ahead, Jeremy.
Yep. Yeah, so this last little part here that I want to cover is they can send review invitations from their PC as well as the app. The difference between sending an invite through the app versus here is that on the PC you're able to use an email address. I still highly, highly, highly recommend that they do the telephone number because it's a text message. People don't check their emails as much. Most of the time, if you send them an email, that kind of handcuffs them from being able to do a video review depending on where they open the email app from. So that is an option, but definitely recommend doing a telephone number. Something else, and this is also in the app, and this is important, super important, show advanced. This part right here, and again, it's in the app, would you like to require a type of review? Make sure this is always set to any. so that the customer that wants to leave them a review has the option to leave them any type of review, meaning video, written, or audio. Because if I click here, I can require that invite to only be a video. Well, if they don't want to leave a video, they don't feel comfortable leaving a video, then you basically, that customer could have potentially just lost a review because they just don't feel comfortable, doing a video. So important, make sure that that's always set to any. By default, in the PC it is, and I believe by default in the app it is, but just make sure that gets double-checked and that it's set to any, okay? And then you can share the invitation page right here, too. This is the link, so it's just a section. It takes them to their widget, basically. So embed on my site, this should be a pretty quick section. This is just the codes that we had already talked about a little bit on the getting started page. Here's a couple of different code types, iframe or script with different sizes. And if you guys want to see what this size is, what this code actually means, you can hit preview and it shows you. So this is a little bit more of a vertical one, whereas this one's more horizontal. Okay.
And this customer that has right here just got this product, so this is a great one. Look how many reviews are showing it. He's got, and we just signed this guy up. What, like last week, Jeremy?
No, he's had SoTellUs for a little while. He just started doing some paid traffic with us. But he's had SoTellUs for a little while. It was just, and I'm glad you brought this up because he wasn't using it. Ron and I both had to kind of talk to him again because he had said it was like, well, I'm not really sure if I want SoTellUs anymore because it's not working. And we basically had to firmly but politely tell him it's not going to do it by itself. SoTellUs, you have to work it. You have to ask for the reviews or it's not going to work. It's not automated. It doesn't just run in the background for you to capture reviews. So this client had SoTellUs for a little while. I just spent the training with him. I believe I did it last Friday with him and his office managers, and since then they've gotten 3 new video reviews, right? So just sometimes all it is just taking a little bit of time to stress the importance that they are making that part of their day-to-day routine in their business. And with doctors' intent, yeah.
I think, refresh my memory, didn't he say he wanted to be number 1 in his area, right, when we talked to him?
Yeah, he told me, He goes, my goal is I want to be number 1, and he's in Alaska, so he's got a little bit of competition out there, but not a lot, not nearly as much as, in Sacramento area, for example, or, in major cities, even though he does have an office in Anchorage, which is, I think, probably the biggest city in Alaska. But that was his goal. He told us about it. He goes, I want to be the number 1 orthodontist in my area. He goes, and I don't think it should be that hard. And I go, no, it shouldn't be that hard. So me and Vince actually had a secondary call with him, and Vince gave him some pointers on what he can do for Yelp and some other things, just kind of free advice that will help him be number 1. And we're doing a lot with him right now, and he's doing some other marketing stuff. So he's well on his way. He's doing pretty good, but he's not quite the number 1 yet. But I feel like he will be here pretty soon.
And one thing about this client is he had a whole bunch of Google reviews, but he had no Yelp reviews. So he was really strong on Google. And we were trying to say, like, yeah, that's good, but you will not be number 1 unless you start getting more reviews in some other areas. 1 being Yelp, and 2 being a product like this, because we can get you those video testimonials. And he also wasn't broadcasting them on his website. So there was a few things. But this product can help someone become number 1, because right now, Dr. Funk is pretty much the number 1 ranked chiropractor in his area. That's what he wanted. And the only place that someone has him beat is on Yelp. And that he's number 2 on there, but he's quickly climbing to even beat that guy, but he beat him everywhere else. So, in your advertising, you can say the number 1 ranked, it can be part of their advertisement when they start doing this. And it can really lead to a whole bunch of leads for them.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to mention, too, about this particular client is he actually has 2 locations. He has 1 in Anchorage and 1 in Wasilla. So his Anchorage location, and I think that's the one you were talking about, Vince, he has a lot of reviews on Google through Anchorage. because that office has been there a while, so it's had more time to kind of build up, right, and have a reputation. His Wasilla location, I believe he opened up within the last year or two, and that's where he wanted to focus. He goes, my Wasilla location is doing okay, but it could be doing a lot better. So his SoTellUs account is specifically set to his Wasilla location. Those reviews are still going to his main website, so Anchorage clients, they can still see it, but this is going to help build his Wasilla location up, so that's where he's trying to focus. Okay, settings. This is where we're going to get into some deeper stuff, but this whole settings section is super important. So this is just a review of the My Company. If we go over to messages here, this is the message that is set to go out in that text invite, and this can be changed per user. And so what I mean by that is right now I have like an admin account for Left Orthodontics. So this is just a default message. I could come in here and change it if I wanted to, but I'm not necessarily going to be sending invites on behalf of his orthodontist office. However, Laura's user account, his office manager, and his user account, they've changed their messages. So each user can have their own message. Now that's going to kind of be up to the decision maker, the owner of the business, if they just want to kind of can the same message, because you don't want any of your employees having some goofy invite message in there, right? So, but the message can be set per user account, and that's what this section is. Okay. And then if we go to the Users tab, this shows you all of the users that they currently have. Okay, so here's mine, right? I'm an admin. This is Laura. There's Keith. I think that's probably office manager on his other location. And then, there's Dr. Luff. And when you add a user, you just click right there, and then it'll ask you what kind of user you want this to be. When you create a new one, it'll ask you app-only, user, or admin, and you guys can see right here, based on that access type, what they'll have access to. So if they create a user account and it's app-only access, they literally can only use the app and send invites. They can access the SoTellUs app, get written audio, video reviews, send invitation to review the app. That's all that they can do. If it's a user account, then they're going to have access to the back office, but they're only going to be able to use the invitation section, where they can send an invitation to review or resend an invitation. So remember, we're in that invitation section where I said it was clicked but not completed. That's the section that they'll get access to if they're set as a user. If they're an admin, then they're going to see everything that we're looking at right now. Any questions on that? Does that all make sense?
Jeremy, let me add a couple really good points to this. One, this is a big selling point right here because, number one, a lot of other companies that do reviews like this will charge for individual users up to $25. So can you imagine if you drop 10, right, times 25, now you're up to $250 just for users, let alone whatever they charge for the program itself. SoTellUs is letting them have unlimited users. So for instance, I went into a pest control company and they had 2 different locations, and at one location I think they had 10 technicians. The other one they had about 20, and they gave them all their own user access, and now that client is just getting tons of reviews because their guys are out in the field with the app asking for reviews, and they didn't have to pay extra for each one of those users, and they gave them their own, which is really good because someone could say, well, why don't we just all use the same one? They also wanted to track who was helping get reviews. And so, by giving the individual people their own account, you can also track if they're actually getting reviews or not. So this is a very big selling point.
Yeah, that's why I highlighted pretty heavily on this section, because it's exactly what he's talking about. When you have multiple user accounts set up, you can see when that user sends out an invite. So Laura sent out, I don't know, about 7. But if there was 20 technicians, like Vince was saying about, or was talking about, you can see each person who sends a review out. So it's important, like I said, that business owner will be able to kind of manage if he's setting or she's setting the precedent that when you guys are in the field, you have to ask the customers to leave us a review. I want you to every single time. They can go in and look to make sure that they're doing that. So kind of a little bit of big brother there, but it's when you're running a business, you got to stay on top of that kind of stuff.
And here's another really important thing also with this. When, like, let's say you got a girl or anyone and they download the app, this is a big question that comes up all the time. If I send out a request, will they get my phone number? And the answer is no. When you're using this system, it's sending out a generic number, like a 480 number, I think it is, and it never reveals any of the user's personal information. It shows that it comes from, like, if they download the app to send out requests, then it will show the SoTellUs number. It will never reveal that individual user's information, and that's really important for, like, girls and women and that don't want their number being given or the personal information being given to any of their clients. So just remember that's a really big deal. That comes up all the time.
I'm glad you thought about that because you're right. It does come up in the couple of conversations I had with Pest Control last week. One of the guys asked me that. He goes, well, when we send a text message, they're going to get our numbers? And I said, no, they're not. Okay, so here's the reputation monitoring section of the reputation section. This shows that we have Google, Facebook, and Yelp activated. So, Troy, when you asked your question, and Vince said that was in another section, this was the section that he was talking about right here, the reputation section.
And if they have that filled in right there, that means it's going to pull in their reviews and drop them into the widget. So that's why you want to make sure that they're connected up here. And if it's not connected, you just go find it and grab it and put the information in if it's not showing here already.
And then, so here is the priority section that we touched on just a little bit ago. So if they want to focus on Google reviews, they can set it to a priority. And what will happen is when they send out that invitation request and they click on that link, it's going to ask them to leave a review on Google first. The only drawback to that is if that person doesn't have a Gmail account, they're not going to be able to leave them a Google review. So everybody needs to keep that in mind. They'll still be prompted after that Google request prompt to do a SoTellUs review. So if they have Google set as priority and that particular person doesn't have a Gmail account, they'll still be able to give them a SoTellUs review. So it's not like they're not going to be able to give them a review just because they don't have a Google account. It doesn't work that way. But I want everybody to know that. And we can set Facebook as a priority, Google+, BBB.
Now, this right here, what he's showing you, is really, really important when it comes to, like, even the question we had earlier about someone that's having a problem with Yelp and they want more Yelp reviews. Can you scroll down a little bit, Jeremy? See, he set priority Yelp. Now, remember, it can ask someone for a Yelp review, but this is only going to work if the customer already has a Yelp account. But the reason why this is powerful is each person could potentially be worth 2 to 3 reviews for you at the same time. Like when I've worked with different clients, I've been able to pull 2 or 3 reviews. And what I mean by that, you get the SoTellUs review. Usually you can get the Google review because a lot of people have Gmail accounts. And then if they are a Yelper or they have Facebook, you can ask right here. And then this right here is setting priority because the app is helping you pick up reviews on Google or on Yelp. And that's what this is all about right here. And that's the power of this program because it can help the business owner. But they have to understand it's only helping. The SoTellUs review doesn't push into these sites other than like Facebook post or, the Google Plus post. This is just making a priority saying, hey, and then because if you only get what you ask for. So if you only ask the customer for a SoTellUs review, that's all you're going to get. If the business owner knows, wow, if I learn this program, it can help me get a bunch of other reviews, then this becomes valuable to them.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So, Better Business Bureau, is that if the business owner is a member of the Better Business Bureau, Or is it in general? Does it work anyway?
Well, you have to have an account. If you have Better Business Bureau, look, these are connecting to existing accounts. So if they don't have an account there,
I understand, but who has to have the account? The customer or the business owner?
The customer.
Oh, okay. So that's going to be a rarity.
So hold on a second. So the business owner has to have the account on the Better Business Bureau. And also on all of these, actually, for that matter, there's got to be a Yelp account somewhere for them, right? Or no one can leave a review for them. But you're just pointing and you got to remember, customers can go and do this with or without the business owner's permission. They can just go leave reviews all over the place, bad ones, good ones, and so you're controlling your online reputation by this. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. And then the other question I have is on Facebook. When it says make a priority, I'm not sure I really understand, because I'm just assuming that it's because with Facebook it actually can push to Facebook. So,
well, we're talking about two separate things. Pushing a review on the wall is different than them leaving an actual review on Facebook. There's a place on their Facebook page for someone to leave a review. That's what this is going to do. It's going to get but pushing the review from from SoTellUs. So like if you look on here, right, people come in here and leave reviews on Facebook right there. That doesn't mean it's on their wall. That means, and so I highly recommend people build this up, because this can show up on Google. But if you leave a SoTellUs review, it's going to push. Jeremy, can you go to the home? It's going to push onto their wall.
Right, I get
it. Up in here somewhere. Yeah. So so you have to understand there's two separate things happening there. It goes as a post basically compared to just leaving a review.
Yeah, they post a lot. So here's remember when I said earlier in the call that I had went in and manually posted those video reviews that they got for them? So you can see it right here. So I uploaded the video. It's very short, only like 5 seconds. They just said, we love orthodontics. Her son gave a thumbs up. So I typed it in. I just said, Rita and her son, look at those great smiles. And then just put the little video, boom, it's a post. So anybody who's following him now got an alert that he posted, and that's exposure, right? Anybody who's a friend of them, they can see, okay, love orthodontics, they're doing good. Here's the other one that I posted. Nicole just got her braces put on today and excited to come back and see us. Boom, there's the video.
And one thing here, too, is this is a good interesting point, is if someone's having a tough time with technical difficulties with the app or getting the video testimonial, but they get it on their phone, they can email it in. That's what's going on here, right, Jeremy? It was emailed in.
Well, the post that I did?
Or did you manually do those? Because sometimes you're dealing with connection speeds, and you can, if they do get a video testimonial on their phone, they won't able to do it on the app. They can mail it. They can email it in to SoTellUs themselves, and they can help load it up.
Yeah, so I just went into their review section.
And just pushed it.
I just went into my reviews, and that actions button, it said post to Facebook, so I just hit that, post to Facebook, typed in a sentence, hit save, and it posted to their wall form. And they can do this too.
Was it not already connected on their site? It didn't do it. It looked like it already did it automatically.
No, it did. It did. It's right here.
Okay. Yeah,
so
right there. Yeah, so that's
it
already
did it automatically.
Right there. Yeah.
But then I actually did it as a post, because when it goes, this is important too, when it goes automatically, it doesn't do the video portion of it when automatically. It just says Nicole S. gave Left Orthodontics a 5-star review. In order for the video to come up like this, you have to go in and manually post it like I did for this client. But this automatically goes. The video doesn't automatically go. You have to manually post that video to the wall. And it's really easy. It's like I click one button, I find the review that I want to post, I hit the drop down, I hit post to Facebook, I type in a sentence, I hit save. It took me all of 15 seconds to post both of these for him. And I've showed him how to do this. He knows he can do it. I was just in here this morning because I can't remember what I was doing, and they had emailed me last night and said they got a few video reviews, so I was just being nice for them and just posting it for them. But they know how to do it too. I already trained them how to do that. Alrighty, let's jump back in. So any other questions on this section? But just to kind of recap for your question, Troy, The customer has to have an account. They have to have this page. And in order for a client of theirs to leave them a review, they'll have to have an account as well for Yelp and for Google. So SoTellUs, they never have to have the customer, the person leaving the review doesn't need an account. SoTellUs is SoTellUs. But, yeah, so the client has to have the Google page or the Yelp page, and the person leaving the review has to have an account, a Google account or a Yelp account. So it's kind of a two-way street there. They both have to have it. All right, so that's pretty much it for this section. And if you click here, too, by the way, it'll take you right over to their Facebook, their Yelp, their Google listing. That's what that hyperlink is. And keep an eye on this, too, something else, because if you have a customer who has multiple locations, they're going to potentially have more than one Google account, right? Google My Business account, potentially more than one business Facebook page, and potentially more than one Yelp account. So when you sync these, make sure you select the right page. He happens, even though we're focusing on Wasilla, as you can see, we synced up his Wasilla location on his Google account, but he only has one Facebook page and he only has one Yelp account. He's actually going to create a second Yelp account, he told me, for his Wasilla location. So that's why you see Anchorage on these two, is because that's all he has right now. But he's working on getting separate pages set up because he really wants to focus just on Wasilla. All right, and the thank you page. All right, so here are some different options that we can only have one checked off at a time. Okay, I'm going to start there. Only one of these can be turned on. But what this says is get reviews on other review sites. So what's going to happen is after they leave their review, they can be prompted to leave another review on Google or another review onto Yelp or another review onto Facebook. So it'll ask them after they leave that initial review if they would like to share their review or write another review on some of the other sites. And that's how you can get 3 or 4 reviews from one person, because if they leave you a SoTellUs review and they say, yeah, I'll do one on Facebook, yeah, I'll do one on Google, yeah, I'll do one on Yelp. You know, not everybody's going to take the time to write out 4 different ones. But if they've already written a review through SoTellUs, Vince, I believe there's just that copy option. They can just copy what they already wrote.
Yeah, you copy the clipboard, and they can copy the same review on Yelp or Google, so it can go really fast by doing that, so they're not having to type out. You know, so basically within 5 minutes you can have 3 reviews.
Yeah, the only time they would have to type manually is if they just left a video review and then it prompts, would you like to leave us a review on Facebook? They would have to type something out then, because that video isn't going to auto-post to Facebook. We just talked about that. So these are super, super cool and super powerful. I kind of recommend, and I don't know what your thoughts on this is, Vince, personally, but I usually recommend the customers to have this checked off. Start here, work on getting as many reviews as you can possible, and then we can kind of start working more on Facebook offers and things like that. Let's just get that review bucket filled up first. But share reviews to Facebook. What that means is after I leave a review for Vince's chiropractic office, it's going to ask me if I would like to share the review that I just left for Vince onto my personal Facebook page. So that can be super powerful. That's exposure. If I have 1,000 Facebook friends, I'm potentially getting my review in front of 1,000 people, and that's great exposure and free marketing, essentially, for that business owner. Any questions on that or additional comments, Vince?
No, I wanted to comment on the next one down. But
okay.
I was just going to ask, why would somebody want it off? I can't see a downside.
It's not necessarily off. Hold on a second. You can only do so many things, right? So, hold on one second.
Oh, I see. You have to choose between some of them.
Only one can be turned on. So if I click share to Facebook on, that goes off.
So once they leave the review, you can only ask them to do, like, do you want to leave reviews, or do you know what? So this is options for the business owner. You can't have them do it all, but that's why we do, like, make the priority at the beginning, so you can go after a Yelp or a Google at least, right? It's not that you can't get others, but, you know, you can't have them do, like, 20, 30 things. And also, but here, like, let's go to the share it offer on Facebook. This is the one I like, because if they click on this, after they leave the review, then the business owner can drop and put an offer here, and then what it will do, it will take their testimony and an offer, and then they can post it up onto their Facebook page. And then, Jeremy, can you scroll up a little bit? And you can actually track right there where it says customer referrals. If you click on this, this will actually track who clicked on it. And actually, if you click on that customer referrals, this will actually show like how many times people clicked on it and how many referrals they got. And this works really, Jeremy, on the upper left-hand side where it says customer referrals. Yeah, click on that right there. Yeah, and this will, when they start using this program, it'll actually show them who's actually clicked on the offer. So basically, you're giving a person is giving their testimony and an offer on their Facebook page, and some business owners are having great success with that. That is powerful. I mean, to include that in here, that's probably one of the most powerful features in here. To send an offer onto all of their friends, and all they can do is just push a button. Hey, I just had my teeth done. If you need your teeth done, I highly recommend this person. Or I just had my back cracked. This person's just my pest control, right? And then yeah, and here's a 10% off first visit, or whatever the offer they want to do. That right there is a huge selling point.
Yeah, because when you click on the share offer to Facebook, it's just like how share reviews to Facebook is. After they get done leaving their review, it'll ask them to share the offer to Facebook. And this is what the offer would look like. They decide what it is, what the offer title is, get 10% off your total order or first order. Or if it's a restaurant, maybe, get a free appetizer. And then they could put what their actual offer description is, fill out the form below to claim your special offer. So when they post that offer, like Vince was saying, it'll be a little form. They're claiming the offer. And when they claim that offer, that's when it goes in and they get an email. And then legal jargon, right, if you need to put anything in like the, offer expires, end of July, whatever that type of thing is. And then after lead fills out the form, send to thank you page, so they'll get a thank you page message, which is what's down right here. You successfully claim this offer. We'll be in contact with you in the next 24 hours. So like Vince said, super, super powerful. You can get a lot of new customers this way. It's not like they have to give away the farm. It could be something very small, 10% off your first visit, free appetizer, something that's just getting people to come to them for the first time. People who aren't already customers, essentially, right, getting new clients to come in. So this section is very, very important. There's several different options that to choose from. It's the preference, mainly, of the business owner. I'll usually suggest this just to get it going. I want to get them built up with reviews, because if they're not getting a lot of reviews through SoTellUs, they're not going to see the value in it. They have to use it, and they have to get the reviews. That's really what's going to show them the value in it. So.
I just worked with a chiropractor recently, and he said, Vince, there's other competition out there, and he was getting courted by another company, and then I said, and actually it was SoTellUs is and me being able to help him get reviews for him was the reason why he went with me, is because these other companies couldn't help him get reviews. They had some systems, but nothing like this. And I went into his office, and we got 5 reviews in like a little over an hour, and he's not going anywhere now. All right.
Okay. All right. And then the search engines. This is really important too. The client can fill it out. We can help them fill it out. Like I filled all these out for the client. But these are keywords. These are tags. Okay. So you see left orthodontics reviews. Those first couple ones will automatically will come in. A couple keywords will automatically come in, but you'll need to kind of come in here and put in some additional ones. So you can see I put Invisalign Alaska, Invisalign near me, Invisalign Wasilla, Invisalign Anchorage, orthodontist reviews, orthodontist Wasilla. Oops, got a typo there. I guess just got that. Orthodontics Palmer. I know some of the cities that he's marketing in, because he also has SCP. So he's like in Palmer and Eagle River. So just build out some keywords. Teen Orthodontics Alaska, so on.
Now this is another big selling point right here, because if someone, this is really good for people that are having a problem on Yelp, let's say someone's got a bunch of bad Yelp reviews. Yelp will only take, what it will do is it will conglomerate all of your reviews and it'll stick it up on the search engines as one, right? And so it'll be one posting up on Google. With this, each individual review can separately show up on Google, and it can actually get above those. So like, let's say you get 5, 10, 15 5-star reviews. Each one of those reviews has the potential to show up and battle any bad reviews they're getting up on the search engines. And once we get through this, we can show some examples. But this is a very big selling point, because especially if someone's got a bunch of bad reviews and they need to bury it or they need to combat it, then we're able to go with these keywords, and the reviews actually can get up there on the search engines and battle bad Yelp reviews.
Right. Good point. This is super important, so make sure you spend a little bit of time getting some in there. Okay, and here's widget. I don't usually change anything, and I'll explain to you why. You guys, the customer can change the color, so I'll give you an example. Okay, here's, it says star color. I can go and change this to like a blue or as purplish blue or whatever if I want to. Most of his website's blue. But what's never going to change is this leave a review bar. That's in that kind of orangish, yellow, goldy color. And the customer reviews, this is their logo. This logo, the SoTellUs logo, and this leave a review bar is never going to change. So even if I were to change everything else about this widget to be blue, that's still going to be this color at the top, and it might not look very good. So I don't typically spend too much time or even elaborate on what this is doing, because we don't want it to look funny on their website. So
well, this is a big selling point, because sometimes orange can clash. So although you can't change, I have put a request in that we make it where we can edit that leave review button, but you can remove it. And they're also working, Jeremy, on that upper left to make that monochromatic, or more like a black and a white. Because if you're dealing with a website, you don't want any eyesores, right? Like, I don't like the yellow, and orange is too aggressive. So what we did is I made the stars gold. I took off the leave review, and I got rid of yellow on the featured. And I felt, then it just has highlights of orange. Otherwise, it's a real orangey type, thing. So that's what we did on the Agora one. And this has come up when you're building a website. Like that yellow right there under featured, I would definitely change that, because I don't like that yellow. I just made all large like the same color. And then the stars I would make gold. And then if that orange is too clashy, then I just get rid of the leave a review button, take it off. But yeah, if you start doing stars in blue, and you're going to get some craziness going on. So this is more for someone that's a designer, that's a website designer, but it is cool to have some options on here.
And then you got yours set to default, right? So
yeah,
just hit that, takes it back to how it is. So even if they came in here and they mess with it and they're like, I don't like it, never mind, I changed my mind, I don't want it, I'm okay with the colors, and they can just reset it. And I didn't know that actually you had that request in to change the color of this, and they're working on this.
Yeah.
So that is huge. That is a big deal, because then we really can customize all of this and make sure that those colors match and there's no clashing going on. And again, Vince brought up a great point. To make sure that everybody heard that. This is optional. This can be off or on. Remember in the very beginning on the getting started, that first checkbox I was talking about where it says leave a review on the widget, and we check that off. But if I uncheck it, this goes away. That leave a review box won't be on there. I think having it on there is a good idea, because if somebody's on their website, they see the widget, and they're like, oh, yeah, I'll leave them a review. I like going here, Then they can just type them up a review right there. No invite required. They just do it themselves.
The cool thing is since I've been with them, I talk with Troy, the owner, probably 2 or 3 times a week, and we're working on all types of stuff, and he's always giving me updates. They're continually updating this. And if a competitor has something, you know, I tell them, and they've added so many things based upon even things I've told them since I've worked with them for the last couple of years. And they're always making this product better. Like one thing they're working on right now is where postings are going to Google My Business. They're trying to get that completed. Then another big one when they get it where the videos will push automatically into YouTube. That's going to be huge. I mean, I've seen this company grow, and they're still growing, and they're still working on this product all the time. So, I mean, but they do have a really, I mean, even if they didn't grow anymore, even what they have here is solid. And look, this beats all competition. I don't know of any competitor that for $89 would come anywhere close to all of these options. And if a business owner can't handle all that, look, just get them in, get them the app, and even if they don't do all this extra stuff, it's still powerful because those reviews will pull up on Google. Jeremy, why don't we show some examples of how this is working on the internet? Because I want to show another really important thing about these reviews.
Like locate, like go to a customer's website or something? Is that what you want?
No, go to Google.
Okay.
And
one last thing before we jump over there, because we're pretty much done. There's just one last thing I want to show. This is a third-party integration. This was also on the Getting Started tab on that kind of that bottom right-hand corner where you can sync it all up. You can sync it right through here too. And there's actions, there's settings when you sync this. So I just want to show you the settings that you can do on Facebook and Google My Business. Facebook and Google Plus. See how it says auto post enabled, minimum 4 stars. Activate. Okay. So enable auto post to Facebook. That's always going to be checked off by default. So if you uncheck it, then you're disabling it, but it'll always be enabled to begin with. This is where you're setting your minimum rating to auto post, which means if they don't have at least a 4-star review, it's not going to post. So if somebody leaves them a 3-star, 2-star, anything below 4 that is rated, it will not auto post to their Facebook, and the same settings apply to Google Plus. Okay. So 4 is good because anything 4 or 5, why not? That's 4 stars still good. If you do only 5, then you're going to weed out your 4s, and so 4 is where I would recommend it to be, and that's the default is 4, by the way, too. Would you like to limit the number of reviews that post per day? I usually go to no throttling, which just means it's just going to post immediately when they get them. But they can, if they don't want to have too much going on their Facebook for some reason, they can limit the number of reviews that post per day. If they only want, 7 or 8 to go every single day, that's fine. They can select whichever one that they want. 3 posts is default. So if you want to just leave it wide open, no throttling, you got to make sure that gets changed. And then which reviews post first, right? You can do newest reviews first, oldest reviews first, how far back allowed to post, 12 months, daily post start time 6 a.m., daily post end time 9 p.m. So between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m., the auto posting will be occurring. And it will queue. So if anybody leaves a review past 9 p.m., it will go in a queue. And then at that 6 a.m. hour, it'll take all those ones that were queued and it'll post. So it won't post from basically 9:01 up until 5:59 in the morning, and then all those other hours it'll just auto post. See, here's the reviews queued for posting newest first. These, I think, actually already did go, but so there's that. Okay, Vince, let's go over to Google now. I think we're over there. Well, I don't know why I'm typing in Google. It automatically opens up a Google page. Hello. All right, what would you like me to search?
Jeremy, go to your, I sent you over a message to everyone, and you can click on it, and it'll take you right where I want you to be. So here's a client good example. See, he's got Yelp, but look, he doesn't have hardly any Google reviews, but look, he's really taken advantage of SoTellUs. But Jeremy, scroll down. Do you see on the right-hand side on his Google My Business? Look, it picked up SoTellUs right there in Google My Business. That's you. Now scroll up. So look, he's only got 3 Google reviews, but look, at least he's still getting hit here with all these reviews. They're populating. And then look, then SoTellUs showed up in the search engines right here. See that? And then right next to Yelp. Now, and then here, pull on here, and you've got all the reviews. And then, Jeremy, go back, and then in the search bar, up top, just add reviews next to his name. So because a lot of companies will do this. See, there you go again. There's SoTellUs, 58 votes, right? He's only got 37 on. See that right there? He's got 2 SoTellUs reviews showed up twice. A personal review once, and Yelp only showed up once. Now scroll down. Now look at the videos. See that? He's got pictures showing up. Now, if you do this on your phone, the actual SoTellUs videos will show up on your phone on a Google search. So see here, so in this situation, he's able to battle in Yelp. So let's say he had bad Yelp reviews up there. They go, wow, but he's got 58 great SoTellUs reviews. So he goes, can't be all that bad. So even if someone's having a problem on Yelp, this can help battle it. Now, he's not taking advantage, and there's all his videos. Look at that. And those are actually pulling up the SoTellUs reviews. That's not embedded into YouTube. Those are right off of the app. Google is favoring. What's exciting about this is Google is really starting to favor this SoTellUs app on the search engines. And the more we start selling it, the more we get out there, it'll even favor it more. Where this has the potential to, like I was saying earlier, to actually beat out Yelp in the long run. We're dealing with a product I believe will beat out Yelp because a lot of people are upset with Yelp. There's only a few handful of people that are really benefiting from Yelp, and a lot of other people are being burned because they do that. The 10 best, chiropractors. And if you're not on that top 10 list, because we have, I think, over 50, and all of them can't be on that first page. And so it's really like it's really discouraging to them if they can't get up there.
Yeah, so this is powerful.
Yeah, and this is a great example because he doesn't have hardly any Google reviews, right? But then it's showing up, it's helping him there. Now, if he wanted, he could use this app, right? So why don't we type in our favorite, right, Dr. Funk? Why don't you type in, I'll show you something. Type in chiropractors, Roseville, California. Okay, you got your videos there. Okay, so see up here, this will fluctuate right there in the Google My Business area. That fluctuates, so different people will show up. But Dr. Funk shows up there on the top a lot of times. Don't advertise. Okay, scroll down a little farther. See that right there? The 10 best chiropractors. Now click on that. When I started with Dr. Funk, he was 14 pages back. I helped him. I showed him. Now he advertises on there, and he's number 2. He gets tons of business off of this. But look at his competition, 82. But go ahead and click on Dr. Funk on Yelp. I want to show this to people. Even with him having all these reviews, scroll all the way down to the bottom, Jeremy, please. See all that? Reviews, keep going all the way down. Okay, hold on. Go back a little bit. Look at that. 17 other reviews that are not currently recommended. Look at that. Hiding 7. This is why people are upset with Yelp. And then they go, well, and then look, these are good reviews. Did a great job. Scroll down a little bit. And then people, look, this person's actually left 6 reviews. Look, it's like, it's not fair what they do here. Like, keep going down. So you get people trying to get their Yelp score up, and then Yelp hides their reviews. That's why so many people are upset with Yelp. And then they call them and want to charge them money. Now, don't get me wrong. Right now, I do believe people need to play the Yelp game. But in the long run, I think this is going to be their downfall with products like ours. Remember, MySpace got beat up by Facebook because they didn't keep up with the times. So it might take a while, but, Yelp is a powerhouse. Don't get me wrong. It is a powerhouse right now. But like I said, a lot of people are upset with it because of what they're doing here. So when you're going to run across a lot of people, which really is opportunity for us. You're going to run across a lot of people that are going to have these issues. Upset with Yelp. I try to get reviews. So this, like I said, this product can help you get Yelp reviews, but it can also help battle them also. And you could, a company doesn't have to be crushed because they don't have great Yelp reviews.
One thing I want to point out, too, which is off the topic of SoTellUs really quick, but Dr. Funk is doing paid traffic with us, and here's his ad right here, by the way, just so you guys can see that.
Yeah. One other thing also is people have to have a Yelp account to leave a Yelp review. Another big selling point about SoTellUs, they don't have to have an account to leave a SoTellUs review. We have the account. All they have to have is a phone to verify it. Like when they get the text message, it verifies it. So, so right here, if you can understand Yelp and understand some of the things that we're teaching here that they don't, like some of the problems people have, you can go in and help a lot of business owners. Like I said with Yelp. But so the reason I said that is because if people don't have a Yelp account, they can't leave a Yelp review. If they sign up and get a Yelp account just to leave you a review, then SoTellUs will hide it. I'm sorry, Yelp will hide it. SoTellUs will not hide the reviews. Also, it only pronounces your best reviews, like your 4 or 5 star reviews. It's not going to be posting 3-star and 2-star and 1-star. So you have control over your reputation. So in my book, everyone needs SoTellUs. Even if they have other reviews in other places, the power of SoTellUs and the stuff that we showed you today will revolutionize a business if they fully understand it. I know it was kind of complicated. We walked through some stuff. But if you can learn this product, you can really make a difference in any business. You really can, because everything's going reviews now. Everyone wants to know what the community thinks. And what's better than a video testimonial? And we're the only one out there that can get a video testimonial via app right now. So you're seeing a lot of reviews, but you're not seeing people getting video reviews. So we really have a cutting-edge product, and we really have a cutting-edge price, $89. Now with SoTellUs, and then Jeremy, the purpose of this call is because we're doing the sales calls, and we have Ron on the call here. We're going to be, with Ron's program, he's able to pull up if someone has bad reviews, and Ron will get into some detail of that. But if they have bad reviews, they'll pull those up, and it'll actually pull up the bad review they have. And if you understand what we just taught you today, you can go in and help any business owner. And if you understand Yelp a little bit and how it works, you can understand how to help them. And you can, and it's easy getting sales. And then once you get the client and you help them with the reviews, then I recommend you help them on their website, you help them with videos, and you go in and you do the paid traffic, the free analysis for them, and you'll start selling them all types of stuff that they're going to need. Because they're going to, if you can help them in this area, this is the #1 area to start helping someone. Because why would we even want to get them high on Google if they got bad reviews? You have to address the review. Now, if they do have great reviews, then move right into a paid traffic campaign. But this is your door in with a powerful product. And I would say there's tons and tons and tons and tons of businesses out there that need help in this area. And if you can help them here, you're going to win them over, and you can do so much more with them. This is one of the main reasons why I keep most of my clients, because I help them get reviews. Then they buy websites, they buy paid traffic, they buy videos. Then they say, hey, can you do a bid on my merchant account? You just start picking up all the other business, but just start right here. So, Jeremy, did you want to get into the leads with that part of the call today and how that's going to be structured, or where are we at now with that and working the leads?
Yeah, well, we opened up the call with that, and everybody seemed to understand it based on the video that I put together and the script that I wrote. But I do just want to kind of end on that note, because that was the main reason for the call, was just to go over that. But we spent a lot of time in SoTellUs, and I'm glad that we did, because this should be extremely helpful as we work these leads. One quick little cool story I just want to tell everybody on this call. Vince, you already know that wireless guy. So a couple days ago, I wanted to get a new internet service. I was just kind of tired of the company that I had. I was having some problems. So I called this local company that they're basically a broker, right? I could call them and they can get me an account set up with a provider that I could just call directly if I wanted to. And so I was talking to this guy, and I had mentioned to him that I said, yeah, I only clicked on your website and called you versus calling the company that you're going to set me up with directly because you had a lot of good reviews. I said you came up towards the top when I put internet providers in Nampa, Idaho. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, I do pretty well. I do my own SEO. I do this. I do that. And I just was kind of letting him talk, right? I just threw out that you had great reviews, and he just was like, yeah. And I let him right into what I was trying to do is because I wanted to offer him SoTellUs. And so I just made that little comment. He started talking about SEO, and he does this, and he does that. And then he goes like this, reviews are so important to business these days. He goes, and to me, he goes, having reviews, he goes, if you don't have good reviews, he goes, you are screwed. And I said, I agree with you. And I just kind of pitched SoTellUs to him, and he's like, oh, I love it. He's like, that sounds great, and da-da-da-da-da. So I sent him over an email, and I'm supposed to be following up with him today. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes it can be just really easy, and that's why I did in my recording is that the calls can be super easy. The people who understand how important this is will be the ones that are going to be the easiest to sell it to. Some of the other clients who just don't quite understand it, that's our job to give them a little bit, kind of to take them to school a little bit and express to them why it's important is and explain to them why having good reviews are important. If they don't want to talk with you, I don't care about reviews. Okay, well, then those probably aren't the type of people that we necessarily want to form relationships with anyways. We want to work with the business owners who really know the importance and they want to improve their business. If they don't care to improve their business and they don't want to work with you, there's not really a whole lot that we're going to be able to do with them. If they don't want to help themselves, then they're not going to let us help them, that's for sure. So that's my story.
And you're sticking to it. Well, what's exciting is I've seen Jeremy grow because he used to say all the time, I'm not an internet marketer. Vince is an internet marketer. No, but Jeremy's been sitting here, and all you guys have been sitting on these calls, and we train, and you guys are more experienced than you realize. The stuff that we're teaching you, and don't forget, there's more training that you can get in the back office under Virtual Campus of the 5 pillars. I go over reviews. And then also if you go to the SoTellUs tab, there's a ton of training videos there also. And then Jeremy, also, can you send them the getting started how to get reviews from the customer, that document I had sent to you?
Yes, I will. I'll send that to everybody.
Yeah, and there's also a couple of videos you can give to customers when they're getting started also. And I have that. So we have it all mapped out.
Yeah, there's 4 of them. A couple that I've been sending, like on a couple of those leads that I talked to, that said, send me a little bit more information. Let me look at it. And then also that the guy I was just telling you about, my story with the wireless guy with the internet. I sent him this little video, and I told him, I said, I'm going to send you a couple of videos. One of them's a little bit longer, one of them's short. I recommend you watch the longer one. But this is the short one I told him about. I sent him this, and then I also sent him over the SoTellUs app overview training. This is a really good one. It's about 9 minutes and 46 seconds. It's about 10 minutes, but that's a really good video too. So I send him both of those videos, and then I send him just a couple of links to some of our customers who are already using SoTellUs so that they could see what the widget would look like on their own website. I of course, sent them over Agora Advantages testimonial page 2 so that they can see what people say about Agora, so that builds a little bit of confidence and just helps them understand who Agora is and that we have good reviews as well. Please send an email list of what you send. Gene, what did you mean about the last message there? Please send an email list of what you send.
Well, you just verbally were showing what you send.
Oh,
when you're talking.
Got it. Yeah. So.
If you could just put that in a list for everybody, so they don't have to go digging for it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just took like a chiropractor client that we had. I think I did Dr. Funk. I did another orthodontics office that we have in Concord. One of Mike Jurger's clients. Pest Control Center, and then ours, and then our website. So I just sent over like 4. I don't want to send them too much, right, where I send them this email where it's like, here's 15 videos and 1,200 websites. It's like I was just trying to put a few of our clients who utilize SoTellUs very, very well so that there's a lot of reviews. They can see the widget, and then just a couple of videos overview I think will help them understand the product a little bit more. So that way when you call them back, it's it's just easier, right? They've already seen the widget, they watched the overview video. Hopefully the light bulb went off, and then we just close them a little bit quicker without having to ask so many or go through a lot of additional questions with them and things like that.
One of the next things also is, Jeremy, can you pull up that document? Because you can give someone this app and they still don't do anything. Like, one thing I learned is you have to teach them how to get a review right then and there from the client, because if they say, oh, send me the link, I'll do it later, 1 out of 20 is going to do it. And what I've learned, if you do it right then and there, Jeremy, do you have that document? Because this is a document
I'm
you
pulling
can
it
give
out right
people, now. And you want to, let me give you a couple secrets. You want to teach them, get the review, ask for the review when the client's happy. Get them right at that moment. Like if you just snap their back and cracked it right and you're a chiropractor and they're happy, they're out of pain, get the review right there. Or you just killed a bunch of rats for them, get that pest control review right there. You cleaned their windows, like, wow, this is a great job. Or you painted their house, like, this looks great. Hey, could you give me a review? That's the second to get the review. You don't want to get it when they're disgruntled. You don't want to get it later. You got to strike the iron while it's hot, right? So I put this together. The one I put I have Dr. Krill's name there, but you can replace that with anyone. Jared, I sent you you can just change that, like just say business owner. You actually may want to change that.
Are you seeing the Word doc?
Yeah, do you see where it says Dr. Krill? You could actually just, if you send it to people, Jared, once you cross that out and put, replace Dr. Krill with business owner in parentheses so they know to put that person's name in there. So the best time to ask for review is when you see or know the client's happy with services. At this point, you can start by saying, Mr. Mrs. or the business or the business name is working on his or her internet marketing, and it would help if you could give them a review. That's how I say it. Hey, we're working on our internet stuff. Would you be willing to help me? Most people are willing to help, especially if you help them. If they say they would be willing to help, then follow the below guide. Now, these are just guidelines. I usually ask these 2 questions. Do you have a Gmail account, and are you a Yelper? Based upon how they answer that is going to be if they say I'm not a Yelper, I don't even worry about it. If they are a Yelper, then I know, wow, I have a potential Yelp review here. And that's big, right? It's golden. If they do have a Gmail account, then now I know, wow, I can get 2, I could add Facebook to this also, most people have Facebook, but these are Gmail, Yelp, and SoTellUs are the 3 you really want to go after. And then based upon how they answer these questions, we'll determine if I can get a review from those sites. And then this speeds things up. If they have a Gmail account, the SoTellUs app is set to, to get the Google review, right? If they are not a Yelper, I wouldn't even advise trying to get a Yelp review. Don't just stay away from it because you want to make this painless. You want the experience to be really good for the person leaving the review. If they're trying to figure out and write all this stuff up and then they get frustrated, then you've really backfired what you're trying to do. If they are an active Yelper, if they're already a Yelper, they already know what to do. But by asking, sometimes if you don't ask, you don't get it. So like, oh yeah, I'll do it. You got to remember, a lot of these people are already leaving reviews on Yelp and Google. So you're just asking some questions and guiding them. Now, if they're going to do a video, here are some guidelines on how to do the video because a lot of people don't know what to do. You don't want it to be too long. All they can do is state their name, just their first name, and they need to talk about something they appreciate in their experience, like any details, like that one that says, hey, he helped me, my kid. That's an okay review, but a really good review actually says like, hey, my teeth were all messed up, or they were black and charcoal looking, and and I looked like Frankenstein, and I came in here and he made them look like, oh, look at my pearls, my pearl whites, right? Now that's when they get into details of where they are at, a pain point, and how this person helped them, that's a really powerful review. And then a lot of people don't know how to close it out, and one way to close it out is just like, so if you need your teeth fixed and your teeth look like Billy Bob and or whatever, then I recommend you come in here. I'm just playing around. But basically, they give a recommendation. That's the best way to close the review out. And it doesn't have to be more than a minute, really, and just have them speak from the heart. And if they understand those 3, name, start it, pain point, how they were helped, and a recommendation, close it out. Now, sometimes you run, and also if the video is too long, you can have upload problems. That's why you want that video a little bit shorter. You run into 2-3 minutes, if they don't have good connection speed, remember when they click that button, it's going to sit there, and I wouldn't have them leave until you know you successfully got that video testimonial if they're leaving one. Now, if you have a problem getting it to upload, then you can actually leave the review on your phone and send it into SoTellUs, because sometimes you might have connection speed issues. Right now, no, we live in a, pretty much people have pretty good connection, but you get a guy that's doing pest control or house, sometimes you get out in the middle of the woods and, you just got bad connection. So, but most people in the city don't have a problem. I mean, you saw all the reviews that were loaded. We're not having a lot of problems, but every once in a while you have a problem. Also, sometimes the app might have problems like on Androids or older phones. So you can run into some scenarios like that.
Hey, something that I want to bring up real quick before I forget, because I did forget to mention this earlier. It's not a huge deal, but it is really important about those cell phones, or about the app, the SoTellUs app. So when they download the app, then they log in. When they first log in, there's going to be a couple of settings right there. One of them is basically a toggle that says only upload on Wi-Fi, which means that the reviews that they capture from that cell phone will only upload if they're hooked to Wi-Fi. So if they're out in the field and they're not hooked to Wi-Fi, they're not picking up a Wi-Fi signal, those videos are just going to basically sit there until they get back to a Wi-Fi connection, and then it'll upload. The reason why that setting is there, and the reason why I feel it's important, and I'm bringing this up, is because if somebody doesn't have an unlimited data plan, a service guy or service gal doesn't have an unlimited data plan, and they don't realize how large these video files are, they can use up a lot of their data really quick. So just a little thing I wanted to point out, because that could make somebody very happy that you pointed that out, so that they're not burning up their data.
Yeah, good point. Now I put this together here. So this, this little thing, because I did this for one of my clients because he asked for this, so I made it available for everyone. But I think this is very powerful. When you get someone the SoTellUs app, I think this piece of paper right here, because they can give this to anyone at their front office or something. One thing I wanted to bring up about working the leads, and I don't know if Ron's still on the phone. Right now, I want you guys to be clearly understand what's going on with these leads. Let me gather my thoughts. So what's happening is he's sending out an email, and we're targeting email, phone number, address, and different industries. And then with that, we're targeting if they have bad reviews. It pulls the review up, and then he sends this email out. Jeremy, did you go over this in your video, Jeremy? I didn't get a chance to watch your video.
Yeah.
Did you go over that in your video? Okay, but one point I want to make, and Jeremy, you might have covered this, and I'm sorry, but I'll just to reiterate, is the way we're doing this right now is when you get an email, these are people that opened the email. That doesn't mean that they said, hey, I want the product, but it means that they were interested enough and they have a bad review. So this is one level. We're going to go this route right now, but in the future we might change it where we send out more emails and we change that email up and we point them to a landing page, and then someone that goes to that landing page and leaves a review will probably be a much hotter lead. So a lot of these leads you're going to have to work through. You may not have good response. It's just you're just out there farming, and this is helping you find people that have bad reviews. And you will get on the phone, you will talk to some people, but I want you to be clearly understand. But in the long run, we're also going to make it. So I would say that those are the leads you get are great because they have bad reviews, and it gets you on the phone and it gives information. And I did open the email up, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot it is, a hotter lead will be if we change that email. We point it to them, and then they click, and they go to a landing page, and on that landing page, if they leave their name and number, then you know for sure that's a really hot lead. So these are mildly hot. A really hot lead is when they go to the landing page and respond. That's even hotter. So I want you guys to understand that, so you don't think like, hey, why didn't all these people respond right out of the gate? You just got to get out there and work. That's just like it's a little better than door knocking because at least you've been targeted on companies. Their name and number can save you a lot of time. SoTellUs is running Facebook ads towards their website, and I'm working on this campaign also. So I'm just kind of telling you, we're just starting with this right here. but they said that when they did the Facebook ads and they ran to their website, they got over 100 new signups last month just on SoTellUs by doing that and just running to their website. So right now I'm in the middle of getting that site done, and we'll probably convert more to that in the long run. And that's something you guys could do on your own, and then we'll try to get it where you guys have your own pages and get your own leads. So we're just, right now we're launching out. And is Ron, are you on the phone? Did we lose Ron?
I don't know if he's still... I think he had to go.
Yeah, he's on vacation, all that. So I want you guys to understand that so you don't think like all these people clicked on a website and specifically said, yes, I want this product. These are people that opened an email, showed interest, and have some level of problem with their reviews. If you understand that, that's really important when you're calling those leads. And then in the long run, we're going to keep moving. You know, this is wave one. We're going to keep moving more and more towards hotter leads. And then as you guys get trained, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to take these SoTellUs leads and turn each of them into either 3 or 4 products on Agora. And if you do the math on that, you guys will make great money. You'll help a lot of customers. We really do have an awesome program. I would run a scan, like, you know, like Jeremy showed you, run scans on their directories. And, you know, if you get a hot lead, you can send over the paid traffic thing with Pegasus, right? And Franklin, he'll run that. I mean, that is so powerful. The things we have right here, you guys can make so much money just on these 3 or 4 or 5 products. You know, look at that video, and you're going to get into conversations. And then after you sell these people, they're going to start recommending you and going, hey, I got a friend that needs this product. You know, I'm a carpet cleaner, but, you know, he does trees, and I know he needs this. I talk to him all the time. I get those calls all the time. I mean, Dr. Creel, I just signed him up. Dr. Barham, I just signed him up this week. That came from a referral. I mean, so when you get in the game, you'll start, and people start knowing what you do and how good you're at it, you'll start getting calls left and right and referrals just from the people you sold to. So you guys are just building your pipeline. Another thing I recommend, and Jeremy, you might have covered this in that video, and I didn't get a chance to watch that video, but you have that person's email. I would send, after you call them, I would shoot them a personal email from you. And Jeremy, I don't know if you put one together, or did you go over that, sending them a quick little email? I just called you. I sent their email.
Yes and no. I mean, the people that I was having good conversations with, I was sending them an email. Most of them asked me to. They said, hey, can you please send me another email or send another email to here? You know, because I told them, you know, they said I'm interested and all that. You know, I want to know a little bit more about it. I said, okay, great. I'll send you an email with a few links to some of our customers' websites that are using it, and then I'll also send you a couple of short videos you can watch, and it'll give you a much better understanding of everything that SoTellUs is capable of, and then I'll follow up with you. So yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
all right. Well, I'm talking more about the people you don't get a hold of. Did you address that issue?
No, I have not done that personally, and I did not mention doing that in that video. So I'm glad to bring
so what I would do, and I've picked up a lot of businesses when I've worked the phones. If you're on the phone and you call and you get the voicemail, right, and I would leave a message, something like this: hey, my name is Vince or such and such, and we sent you the email, we saw you opened it, and we saw you had some bad reviews. Hey, I'm really good at helping people get reviews. Our company's helped, thousands of people get, become number one in their area's reviews, and we can really help battle the reviews. So if you need help with those reviews, give me a call. Here's my number. Give them a little teaser. Basically state about how, hey, I saw you have some bad reviews and how you've helped people, and you can start with how our companies help people, and SoTellUs is your company, right? You're working for SoTellUs and Agora, so SoTellUs has helped thousands of people get good reviews and made them number one. So that's a true statement because you work for that company. You're not lying. And then saying, hey, I can help you. And then just leave a short little message like that. And then also a little follow-up email like, hey, I just reached out to you. I saw, I just gave you a call, boom, boom, boom. I saw you open an email. I work with, I work with a company. We help people get reviews. So if you would like some help with some reviews, give me a call. Just do really quick, short snippets. Don't write a book. Don't do anything. Just a pain point and how you can help them. and here's my number. If they're interested, they'll get on the phone and call you. And all you need is a 1 or 2 line sentence and a 1 or 2 lines, 3 line sentence with on the phone. And I have found if someone's interested, my phone they'll be calling me back. If they're not going. If they don't bite on that, then move on. They're just not the right person. What you're looking for is low hanging fruit. People that have bad reviews, they need help. And then one thing I would do is I would also in that email shoot the link of Dr. Funk. Jeremy, can you give him that link? It's right there on YouTube. But get Dr. Funk's review that he gave it for me, but for Agora, shoot that out to him, man. That is he's in his office. He's talking about how me, but Agora helped him. I mean, that is a great little link to send someone. And people watch those videos, man, and it closes deals. So this is just wave 1 of us working on leads, but we're going to get more aggressive. I got some other game plans. And, we're looking, we'll get out there, we're going to make a good splash. And, I mean, we got one of the most powerful products out there on the Internet. But
hey, real quick,
I wouldn't do it from there. You need to do it from YouTube. You need to do it from YouTube because you can't send them that link.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to show them what it looks like. So this is the review that he was talking about. So if you just go to Agora's YouTube page, if I can...
You can actually just go to YouTube, Jeremy, and just type in Dr. Funk. You don't even have to go to our page. It should pull up on the search engine. Just say Dr. Funk testimonial or review, I think it is. Now, and then type in Agora too, because it's going to pull up all of his reviews.
If we just go to our Agora Advantage page, you can find it on here. We got a lot of videos, but you'll see.
Well, Jeremy, type in Dr. Funk up top. There you go. Right there. Yeah, just type that in up there, and you'll find. Otherwise, you'll be digging forever. Because we have so many videos on our page, and I load more, you'll be digging. So just type that in. You can find this video. Now click on it. Click on that one right there. And then up top, the YouTube, that's the link. Just click that up top. Copy that right there, and put that in your email. Boom. That right. You can close deals with that testimony right there. So very exciting. I think we covered everything. Kind of a long call, but man, if you guys can master this,
my email said
close some deals. What's that?
My email said 30 minutes. I think we've done that, and about 4 times over now.
It's a big subject, but man, you guys, everyone needs this. I mean, every company nowadays needs a good review program, and even if they have some good reviews, I mean, this is powerful. So, are there any other questions? Hopefully, Jean had to go.
She's still here, I think. I wanted to spend a few minutes just do a quick role play. I did mention that in the email, so if you guys want to do a quick role play, I would love to do that with you guys real fast. Doesn't have to be long, 5 minutes maybe.
Just keep recording it.
Yes, I am. So here's what I'd like to do is I would like to do one where I'm the one calling in, right, where you guys can be the customer, and then I'll do that first. And then I would like to have somebody else take over, and I can be the customer. So who wants to be the customer that I'm calling? Let's do that.
Hey, Troy, are you still on the call? I think you'd be good to start with.
I could try.
Okay.
I'm kind of sore today.
You could be the first. You could be the first guinea pig.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna.
We could try others too, but we'll start with Troy.
Yeah, I'm going to be calling you, Troy. You'll be the business owner, and then somebody else can do what I'm doing. So, okay. So ring, ring. Go ahead, pick up the phone, Troy.
Yeah. Hello, doctor's office.
Hey, this is Jeremy. I sent an email earlier today. I was talking about the customer reviews, and I know somebody looked at that email, and I was just trying to figure out who that was. Unfortunately, I'm not like 100% sure who opened it because it went to example@example.com. Was that you, or do you know who that might have been? I'm just trying to figure out who I should follow up with on that email.
You know what? I think maybe that was me. something about reviews.
Yeah, okay, good. So, yeah, basically, Troy, what that was talking about is our company specializes just really helping business owners have a strong online reputation. I'm sure you know, and your company knows that it's really important that you have good positive reviews, because if you have new clients that are looking to come to your office and they see anything negative, you might potentially be helping your competition out. So we have an app that just makes it really, really simple for you guys to get reviews. All you do is you send them a text message. They get a link that's in that text message. They don't have to download anything. They don't have to create an account. They just click on it, and that gives them an opportunity to leave you guys a video review, a written review, or an audio review. And what's even cooler is after they leave that review for you, it'll automatically post to your website, because there's a little widget that we put on the website where it captures all of those, so you don't have to manually put them on your site. And then it'll also go to Facebook, and it'll also go to Google. So that's more or less what that email was talking about. What are you guys doing right now to get reviews?
Sometimes we remember to ask people, but we don't have a lot of reviews, so at least I don't think. We probably should pay more attention to it.
Yeah, well, one thing I forgot to mention, and I probably should have earlier, is I noticed online you do have about 10 reviews on Yelp, and they're good. Your clients so far that have left you reviews are saying good things about your office, but really what we find is that when your company has at least 20 reviews, that's kind of the golden number. Obviously more is better, but at least 20 is really solid. So, yeah, that's basically what we do, and, I'm sure it's sometimes difficult for you guys to get reviews, because if somebody doesn't have a Gmail account or a Yelp account, sometimes it can restrict them from being able to do that. But with this app, they don't have to have an account. You just send the link, they leave you the video reviews, and those videos are really powerful. You guys can use those to market. You can upload them to YouTube, get them SEO'd. So there's a lot of really neat things that you guys can do with those review videos to really help marketing and attract new customers. So that sounds like something that you guys would be interested in taking a look at and get a little bit more information on?
Yeah, possibly. Can you send me more information?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'll do is let me just double check that if this is the email that does come to you. So example@example.com does come to you, right? Or do you have another email you prefer?
That'll work.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just send you an email. Subject line will be, your company's reviews. I'll put something about your company reviews on there so you know that's for me. And then I'm going to put in a couple of videos. One of them is a little bit longer. It's about 9 minutes. But that one really gives an overview of that app and kind of how it works. So hopefully you can find the time to watch that one, but I'll also send a shorter one. It's only about 2 minutes long, and that one just gives a really quick overview. And then also I'll just send a couple of links to customers, to some of our existing clients who have done really, really well with the app, and they have, several hundred reviews. So I'll send a couple website links over. You can kind of take a look, and that'll give you an idea of what that widget looks like on the website too. Sound good?
Sure. That sounds great.
Okay, so I'll send that email over to you in probably the next 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll either follow up with you later on today or tomorrow, and then we can give you a little bit of time to take a look at my email, and then we'll go from there.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Troy. Really appreciate your time. Looking forward to helping you guys out. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Yeah, so on this one, it didn't offer any kind of pushback or anything, because I wanted you to just kind of go through the spiel, but
yeah,
I
appreciate that. I was expecting you to throw me a curveball, but that's okay. But when I said on my video that I talked to about 4 people and 2 of them I had great conversations with, that was more or less right there what I just said. For the most part, that was what that conversation was on both of those people. It went very, very well. It flowed really well. We had a great conversation. Not all of them will go that way. I mean, these are leads. Like Vince said, they open the email. It's not a super hot lead. But people who know that reviews are important and you can give them a little bit of information on them, that they have this many reviews, and it helps. They'll engage with you a little bit, at least.
Cool.
That was great.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
and remember, don't try to sell them on a bunch of other stuff. Like, hey, you can look at other stuff and be prepared. Like, Jeremy probably went over, you're looking at their website, you're doing some research on their company. Doing some research on that company, the more, like, look at their website, look at their reviews, look at their directories. All of that will help. But in the long run, you want to stay focused on just getting that SoTellUs sell at the beginning. And once you get that, man, then you can, you're building into other products. And if you might end up in a really good conversation. Hey, do you guys do websites? I'm not really happy with my. Yeah. Let me look what you got. I can send you over a quote, right? It could open up other conversations, but you want to stay focused, number one, on that review right there, because that's why they called you. That's what they're looking for. And keep them focused until you get that sale. Once you get that sale and they're your customer, remember, we call this a tripwire sale. Something between $25 and $100 is what you call a tripwire sale, and then you can move them up into big ticket items and bigger sales. Maybe you could end up in all types of sales. You might sell them 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things. A Servia, there's all types of things you can do with them.
And something I want to point out too is I know I said quite a bit there, and I went off of that little script that I wrote. I mean, I covered some of what I put on that script, but what I meant is I actually went off script. I said some other things that I didn't put in here, which is fine. You just have to kind of gauge that conversation, see what their interest level is, and that's why I paused a couple of times to ask Troy a question, because I wanted him, I'm trying to engage him too. You don't want to do all the talking where they're just sitting there waiting to hang up on you, because they're, ask them some questions so that they're answering and they're engaging and they're a part of this conversation. It needs to be a two-way conversation, not a one-way conversation. So stop, ask some questions, get them to talk to you a little bit, get their brains going, get them thinking about it.
I think it's really critical also, to find out how engaged they are with their reviews and whether it's a concern or whatever, because,
that's why
that's top of mind for some of those guys, and then some of them have completely ignored it. They haven't got a clue.
And I kind of feel like a lot of people are somewhat aware of their reviews. They just don't know how to do anything about it.
Yeah, how to be proactive.
I think they just kind of look at those reviews as, something that they kind of hope and pray and wish for. And if we give them a tool like SoTellUs to where they can actually control it and work on getting new ones, for a lot of people, I feel like they'll be very interested in having a tool like this, other than just kind of hoping and praying at night that one of their clients has something good to say about them. You have to ask your client, you happy? Would you like to leave us a review? Or we're interested to see what your experience with us is. We'd love to get a review from you. Just asking, because business owners or businesses asking for reviews, it's not a new thing. I know if you go and order a new service, you get new internet, you do this. A lot of the times on the phone at the end, they'll say, hey, would you like to take a questionnaire or customer satisfaction survey? That more or less is them asking for a review. But I know a lot of people don't necessarily take the time to do them, or sometimes you'll get an email like, hey, what do you think about us? But it's just so important that you just ask right then. When they're in your office, when you're at their house, just ask them. If they say no, hey, no big deal. They say no, you can ask the next person. Not everybody's comfortable with it. Not everybody will be comfortable.
Yeah, if you think about it, if you could manage just to get one review a week at the end of the year, that's a lot of reviews right there. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was working. Sorry, Jeremy. What?
I was just going to say, Left Orthodontics, after I had his training call with him just a week ago, he got 3 video reviews in one day. So yeah. It could be a lot more than that.
I'm working with a client. I've actually known this guy for a while back from the Yellow Pages, and I just recently got him back as a client last week, or a week before, and I sold him SoTellUs, but he had another app out there that he was using. He goes, Vince, I've already got a product. And I go, well, let me see it. Send it over to me. And basically, he would send a message out, a text, to people, and it would ask them to give him a Google, Yelp, or Facebook review. And so I looked at it, and I said, hey, this thing's great, but you've got 2 bad Yelp reviews. You've got 3 Google reviews, and I think like 2, it's not working. So I don't care. He went, yeah, you're right. I go, get this, I'll show you how to get reviews. And like I go in and I help people get, so it's not only, if you can visit the person, help them, give them a review, like, if you can give them a generic review or something, they'll be indebted to you for life if you give them a review, right? Especially if it's someone you know, or you can't always do that because haven't done business with them. But if I have, I do that. But I'm able to go in and actually, take it to the next step to help them get a couple reviews. Once you do that, man, you got a customer for life, and they'll buy other stuff from you. So, it's not good enough just to sell the product. You got to get those other tools in their hand and help them get a couple of reviews and get them that breakthrough. And don't forget, SoTellUs is going to call them also. They do a follow-up phone call on all your clients and help them get things set up that are not set up.
Yep.
You don't have to do all the work yourself. You don't have to do any of the work. Actually, SoTellUs could do it all. We're just showing you stuff if you want to be more involved and if you really want to secure that deal from that never going away. Another thing, too, is a no-contract product. People love that, not being put into a contract.
Yeah, that's a good point. We didn't cover that. We also forgot to mention that SoTellUs does the implementation call. So all of that stuff we went over, you guys don't necessarily I don't want everybody to think that that's our job. We have to do it every single time. That is just an additional little special touch that you can put on that client of yours. And I'm telling you, that little extra time that you take right there will keep them a happy customer with you for a very, very, very long time. If you just take your time to show them some of those things and hold their hand and tell, basically, stand next to them on the bike as they're figuring out for the first time, and then once they're good, you can let go and they're off. All right, they'll be fine from there.
And one of the reasons why we showed you guys also is SoTellUs does do a follow-up phone call, and sometimes it's the next day or the day after, or within a short amount of time. But when they buy SoTellUs, they can, once they buy it, like Jeremy was showing you guys earlier, it's API driven, it's connected. You guys can set that up, and they can start getting reviews right then and there as soon as they buy it. And, a lot of internet products you have to wait, right, to get your paid traffic or get your landing page up. This one is an eye candy one that can start working immediately for them. So if you're doing other things with them, they can be collecting reviews right then and there. So that's why we want to teach you guys, because if you get to sell someone hot, if you buy it right now, I'll help you set it up. You can start getting reviews today. That's really cool.
So, hi guys, I've got a question, if you wouldn't mind, a real quick question.
Yeah.
So when a client agrees to do the review and has a Gmail account, is there any prompt that comes in after so they can go ahead and finish that and we can, get every bang for the buck out of that review on the app? When they're handed a phone, they do it on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. So if we go back to the settings section, let me get back there really quick.
Yeah, that's why I wanted. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, on this thank you page, if they have this top one checked off, which is get reviews on other review sites, after they leave them the SoTellUs review, they'll be prompted to leave them a review onto Google, onto Facebook, or onto Yelp.
Okay, well that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, but just keep this in mind. If they leave them a SoTellUs video review, they're going to have to manually type in that next prompt review. Now, if they've already done a typed review through the SoTellUs request, then they can just copy and post it right over. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, but it is there and it does prompt them. So
it does. If this top one is checked off, it will prompt them to leave reviews on other sites. Only if. All right,
because I got two guys on the hook right now, so I got to handle that. You know what I mean? And that does it. So all right, thanks.
And one thing I do also, the importance of getting a review right here, right now from the client, is when they give me that review, I go on Google and look and see if it posted, or on Yelp, because those post immediately once they leave them. So I go, could you do it right now? Because we've had some problems, some of them not posting is what I say. And that's true, because sometimes they do the review and they don't hit the post button, or there's a complication. So if they do it right there in front of you,
once they hit post, all this shows up on the internet immediately. So you can go check right there if they left it or didn't do it. You can find out what they did and didn't do.
And now, as long as you put in the name of the company and then reviews, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if you go to Google, if you type in their company and you go to Google, or you go to Yelp, right? You go to their Google account or their Yelp account, you'll see it right there immediately.
Okay.
Sometimes Google delays a second or two, but if you just type on the review itself, you can go down there and find it.
Okay.
So that's really important because it happens right there in front of them.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so my one last little thing I wanted to mention to everybody. When the customer completes the review for your client, if it's done through the invite, they'll complete it, and then when they're done, they'll get a second text message that says, please reply yes to confirm you just left a review for ABC company. They have to reply yes. That's what makes it post. If the client, your business owner that you're working with, does the review from their phone, like doesn't send the invite, but they actually just do the video recording themselves, when they're done with that video, they'll need to put in the name and the telephone number of the person that just did the review for them. That text message then still goes out, and they still have to reply yes to confirm. So it's important. Make sure we don't forget to mention that at some point, because that's the other thing that could happen too, is if somebody does their SoTellUs review, but they don't reply yes, it's not going to post. So they have to reply yes to verify. These are verified reviews, okay? So this isn't like they could just, do it through SoTellUs, leave it, and it automatically goes. They have to verify it, which is important. The fact that it is verified, that helps.
Another important thing is the business owner. They want to do their business. They don't want to do a lot of work. One thing that we've done with Agora is we've made it where they don't have to do any work. I said, this way I tell them, I go, look, we'll do all the work. Once we get the setup done, all you have to do is get the review. If the setup is done correctly, all this other stuff will take place. It'll go on your Facebook, it'll go on your website, it'll go on Google. You just have to get the review. And that's really music to their ears. They don't want to do a lot of work. Say, look, I'll help you get it all set up. I'll do all this. Or SoTellUs will. But go, once it's set up, you just work and just get the review. The one thing I can't do is I can't ask for that review, but I can make everything else easy. And because they don't want to have to get the review and push it to Facebook, push it, do all this extra stuff. They just want to get the review. And that's what the beauty of this product. They don't have to do a lot of work once it's all set up.
Yep, that's a great point. All right.
Well, thank you guys. Very long call.
Yeah, it is. I wanted to do the kind of the reverse role play if anybody feels comfortable and you guys want to give it a shot. We don't have to. I'm not pressuring anybody, but we're going to have some leads next week, and I figured maybe if one of you guys does what I just did with Troy, I can be the customer and you guys can be talking to me about the product. Anybody like to do that? Gene, Troy, Nick, and you guys feel comfortable? It's just us. No big deal, We're just practicing here. All right, I'll take this.
Yeah, this is Nick. I don't mind doing it, but I can't tell you, first of all, how much this helped me today, and I'm jumping all over it, but I was selling it wrong. I was selling it, how would you like to diminish your negative leads? You see what I mean?
Yeah, see, so you're not entirely, you don't want to lead
right now.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to lead with that, but it is sort of true. You're not going to be able to diminish or remove negative reviews that they have. What you can do is basically just overpower those negative ones they have with an ample amount of positive. Because if they have 15 reviews right now and 3 of them are bad, that's their bad to good ratio is higher than they'd like it to be. But if we can help them throw on 30 or 40 positive reviews, then those 3 they have are just really not that relevant anymore.
Right, and so you can see why it's so important for me now with the fish I have on the hook to make sure that I can now not come back and look like I didn't know what I was talking about. You know what I mean? So hence my asking about a prompt if they have a Gmail. So,
Good. So I'm glad this call helped out a lot. Like I said, we're here to serve and help. and that's what this call was designed to be. It wasn't originally designed to be as long as it is, but that's okay. You know, I think we ended up covering a lot of really, really good stuff that's going to help everybody for a long time to come.
Well, I mean, you're saving it today. I mean, I understand this product inside and out, and certainly and when they start asking buying questions, we've got the answer. So I really appreciate you guys taking the long time out today to do this.
Well, we appreciate you spending the time.
All right.
All right. Well, we don't have to do any more role playing. We did that one. It's recorded. You know, we'll all have our leads to work next week, and we can work through it. And at any point in time, you guys are running through some calls and maybe feel like you're doing something wrong or something like that, please call me. Don't hesitate. I'm sure Vince would say the same thing. Don't hesitate to call one of us and say, hey, I feel like I'm just hitting a rock in the road. I made some phone calls and talking to people. I'm not getting the conversations I'm looking for. Then we can just say, okay, tell us what you're saying, right? And then maybe we can give you some constructive criticism on a couple of things that could be tweaked.
Hey, also, there's a couple more selling points I want to give. One, don't forget, if they go to SoTellUs directly, they're going to pay a $2.99 setup fee and $99 a month. There's no setup fee with us, and there's also no we're $89 a month and no setup fee. Also, Jeremy, we also have it on here. Let's say a customer only wants to buy SoTellUs. This is really, really important. Jeremy, can you go to our sign-up page? We have the SoTellUs product on there where someone can buy it and they don't have to get a member. We give them membership for free. So if they're not going to get business directories, they can get the SoTellUs app only for $89. And we put a SKU in here. Under here, this is really important. I'm glad we covered this. This is the most important part, how to sign something up. Okay, so hold on a second, Jeremy. As you're scrolling down, right, so here it is. It's only $89, and we're giving them the membership for $14 for free because we don't want to tack on an extra $14 to this if they just want SoTellUs. But if you look at some of our other packages, scroll up, if you could, Jeremy, you can see we have it included in some of the other ones. You know, if they're buying other things. But since you guys are out there just selling SoTellUs, you don't want to charge them a $14, right, on top of it, because that takes away from it being a better deal. This is really important. So just come down here on your page.
It's at the very bottom of the page.
Yeah, and also when you guys are on the phone, you know, if the customer wants to do it themselves, you can send them the link. Make sure you're logged into your account, though, okay? This is really important because someone just did a sale and it went to Agora. Make sure you're in your account. Jeremy, can you go to the dashboard? Because someone, I forget who it was, but someone just did a sale and it went to Agora. Now, we can move it and get it underneath you, but, you know, that's a hassle. If we get a whole bunch of them, they'll get confusing on us, right? But, Jeremy, can you go to the dashboard? I want to show them. When you're in your dashboard, make sure you're logged in your account. And from your dashboard, there's a place that says Enroll a Member. And you click on that, right? Scroll down a little bit, Enroll Member. If you click on this, this guarantees that you're in the right place, okay? And then up top, make sure your name is up there in the bar. Jeremy says USMS, your name or your username should be there. And then when you hit Select, then this guarantees that the sale will be credited to you. Now, if you make a mistake, we can help you, but it really is helpful if you just do it right out of the gate, right?
Here's something I want to say, too, is let's keep in mind when they're like, okay, I'm ready to buy, they don't know you very well yet, so the likelihood that they're going to give you their card information to check out for them is probably not going to happen. So what I recommend you guys do is when you're logged in, like we're showing you right now, you go to your dashboard. This is the URL. So here's exactly what I recommend you do. Click Select on this package, on this online review package. Copy this URL, this whole thing, and send that to them. So that way, it just takes them straight to the sign-up form. They don't have to navigate through our enrollment page, find the package down at the very bottom, click into the package, copy that URL. That's what you send them to say, here, click on this link, put in your information, put in your billing information, hit checkout, and your product's ordered. send them this link, this exact one that's right here on my screen. With the exception of this being different, it needs to be for you. So, like, I happen to know that Troy is amazing, is his username, amazing. So this would be Troy's. Now notice right here, this is going to change. See, it just did. So I put an amazing.agoraadvantage.com. Now it tells me that the enroller is Troy Bear. When it was mine before, it said enroller 100. 100 is Agora's corporate because mine's an admin account. So you'll know if you want to test it out first, put this link in your browser. If it says your name next to it with a check mark, you're in good shape. And worst case, if something happens and you're like, oh, I must send the wrong link, I made a mistake, no big deal. Just call us and let us know you just signed up, you know, Dr. Smith. It didn't go through my page for some reason. We'll move it underneath you. It's not that big of a deal, but it would be a lot easier if you guys just did it this way, and then it's automatic and nobody has to move anything.
Now,
and everybody is welcome to enroll them on my page.
Let me add a couple more things that are really important. Just as important it is to get a review right now, it's important for them to do this on the phone with you. Don't send them the link and hope they're going to do it, right? Your chances of that sale going through ain't going to happen. Also, if you can get a program on your computer that can do a screen share with them, even better. We use Uber, which is free, but they do need to have Google Chrome, but you might want Join Me or some sort. I would do a screen share with them. Watch them do it. Help them fill this out. Because remember, once they buy this, it's going to move into the SoTellUs, right? I would have them use the same username and password that they use for Agora for the SoTellUs app. A couple secrets, right? Scroll down a little bit, Jeremy. They don't need to fill all this information out, but the billing is really important, right? That has to match the credit card because, you don't want frustration down here, right? And so I usually look at what they're doing, and I make sure it's active. They didn't miss anything before they hit the buy button. Otherwise, it gets rejected. So on the password, Jeremy, what's the secrets on the password? It has to be one uppercase, one lowercase right there. So
it has to be. It says right here, it has to be a minimum of 7 characters in length. It must contain 1 or more lowercase and 1 or more uppercase. So an example, password box.
And they also can't put their username in the password either. Make sure it's different than their username.
And from time to time, it's rare that it happens, but I have seen it happen. Some words will be rejected on our site. There's like a black list of words. Like I know a long time ago, I think somebody wanted to use bulldog, and now it did. Maybe it was in the password. But there are certain words, so don't be alarmed if somebody ever says, oh, the system just told me I can't use bulldog or something like that. There's certain words that can't be used. Most of them are, those not so nice words, of course, but some other ones are a little bit weird. Like bulldog, I never would have thought of that. But
if you have a problem with someone signing up, call Melissa or Jeremy, and our number is on the bottom of the screen, I think, right, the 844. What is it, Jeremy? I think our number's on the bottom. Is it on the bottom of the screen?
It's
right there. 844-544-4411. Melissa can help you if you have any problems, because the last thing you want is a bunch of problems. So this will get them the SoTellUs month to month, no contract, and then they'll move right into the SoTellUs. So what will happen after you do this? A page will come up that will have a link on it, and they click on that, and it takes them over to SoTellUs.
Let me just take a quick second to go through and do a test. I want you guys to see this. This is actually really important.
Yeah, these things are really important because you don't want there to be just like you don't want frustration in getting a review, you don't want frustration in getting a sell. So mastering some of these things are really important. If they keep putting the wrong password in, it will reject it, and it'll be frustrating, right?
And I sign people up all the time. I use this; it works flawless. You know, if you know a couple of these secrets, you know, it works like a charm. But the key is making sure you get the credit for it, so we're not digging around trying to figure out who made the sale. I mean, we can figure it out and move it easily, but, you know, and then also when you do make the sale, your commission will show up right there in your back office immediately.
Yep.
You can go back and look, and if it doesn't show up, you know you messed up and went somewhere else.
Here's what I want to point out. So this all is, for the most part, pretty straightforward. You select your card type, full card number, expiration date, the CVV, which is the 3 on the back of that card. And then these 4 boxes have to be checked. If they try to check out and they don't have these 4 boxes checked, it will error out, and then then they'll have to put their card information in all over again. Okay. So I believe I did everything correctly. I sure hope so, because I've done a bunch of tests. So this would be embarrassing if I did something wrong right here in front of all you guys.
Also, see where it says read terms and conditions. Most people are not going to get into that. We have to legally do that, but just quickly moves past that. No one really asks or gets involved in that. They just know they got to click some stuff. But so it goes to this page right here. Here you go.
So thank you, Agora Test. Your enrollment as Agora Test was a success. Thank you for purchasing a membership. Your account has been updated accordingly. Your service inquiry has been submitted. Activate SoTellUs. Click here. Takes you to this.
Now remember, have them use the same username and password. Now let me give you another secret. When they're choosing their username and password, write it down. Copy when you say, hey, do you mind if I know that password because because if you have the username and password, then you can go into the SoTellUs account yourself and make those adjustments for them. Like in the back office, you can set some of that stuff up, but you can't do it if you don't have the username and password, and you can do it immediately. So have them come in here, set it up. If you know the username and password, they can always change the password later, you know, but just say, look, can I have a username and password because I'm going to go into your account, and then you just go to SoTellUs, go to login, log into that account once they create it, and set up those, like the things we showed you, get it set up right there, and boom. It only takes about 10 minutes, and it's worth your while because they can start using it immediately, and you'll have a locked-in cell for life. I mean, for a very, very, very long time. Dr. Funk has had it for a long time. I don't see him going anywhere.
If you forget to get the username and password, or something happens down the line with the username and password, you can't get in, let us know. I can have SoTellUs make us like an admin account. So what I mean is this: when I'm logged into a customer's account, under it just says Left Agora, right? That's just kind of it's an admin account, but it's not the same credentials as the owner. So if I go back over to users, well, I'm logged out of it now. But anyways, we went over that earlier. We can get one made just for Agora, so you will specifically know what the username and password is. But try to get it first. It's just easier. If for some reason you can't, we can get one made. It might take an hour or so to get it through an email from them or something. It won't take too long. But
one other final thing. When you make the sale, if you have any problems at all with SoTellUs, don't call us. Call SoTellUs directly. There's people over there. We don't have access to this stuff over here. Call SoTellUs. Jeremy, show them where to get the number in the back office. You can call SoTellUs. Once you get the sale, actually, they need to work directly with SoTellUs. We only handle the billing. But the SoTellUs reps, and there's customer service over there that can handle all the questions. Troy has his people lined up. Just call that number right there, extension, and someone over there will help them and just say, hey, I got a sale with SoTellUs. I'm having a problem. Okay, what is it? And they know to help you. Okay? Just saying, with Agora, you know, I talk to Troy all the time, and those people are fully aware of what we're doing, and they're very good at customer service, and they usually pick up immediately. And someone will be there to help you if you have any problem. So, like, let's say you get the sale, and they skip that page, and you're not able to set up the username and password, right? You skipped out on accident. Then just call SoTellUs, and they can set it up for you. Jeremy, are they getting a notification that a sale took place? SoTellUs,
yeah.
Are they going to? Because that's important.
Because we have an API set up with them, so they get notified. Our system notifies their system of a new sale, and then we also have an email that goes out to them, so they get notified twice technically. Once instantly via the API, and then a couple minutes later, an email goes out to them that a new sale was just placed through the marketplace.
So any technical problems, call that number. Don't call us, because that's what we're going to do. They'll speed things up, and we really don't have the time to handle the technical stuff. We'll just be on the phone doing, you know what I mean? And they'll take over and handle that customer for you and help you. You know, and it really is straightforward. I've done this tons of times. You know, thousands of these are being sold. You know, hundreds monthly. It's not a big deal. It's easy. Once you get past your learning curve, get a couple underneath your belt, you can be off to the races. And you always call this number for help. Okay, don't call us. Call this number. We help with the billing. They do all the technical stuff. The good thing about Agora, someone said, "How many employees do you have for Agora?" And I said, "Well, technically about over 1,000." I said, "What do you mean?" Each one of these vendors has tons of people working for them, and they're actually working for us because they're a part of us. Okay, Jeremy, we've carried this thing on pretty long, but everyone's got, probably needs to go. So let's go ahead and end this, but great job, guys. I just believe you guys. I believe in you guys. You can make a lot of sales out there, and hopefully this helped you in all areas.
All right. Appreciate everybody's time. I know we went way over. We'll talk to everybody soon. We're having SoTellUs, or Troy from SoTellUs is going to be on our Monday call too, by the way. So highly recommend everybody that was on this call. Definitely be on the 3 o'clock call Monday, because we're going to be going over some other stuff with Troy too. So this is perfect. Perfect timing.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Talk
great
to you later.
weekend. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.